I swear this nigga the neediest nigga of all time. Talk about, hey, did you press this button? I've been sitting down for 15 minutes waiting for you black people to do what I'm telling you to do.
13% of the population. I got this. What, is that we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Hey.
I don't even get a chance to fucking talk.
No, because you already did all your talking beforehand.
Oh, you wasted all your talking.
Yeah, luckily for me, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna just talk. I'm gonna roast that nigga while we on air.
That's not different than any other week. Real quick question: you guys ever watch? You probably don't, but have you ever seen or watched or
Dynasty?
heard of? No, fuck Duck Dynasty. The show Naked and Afraid.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a very good
I
show.
have not.
it's
What? Nice.
it's
It's
a very
real good.
great show.
It's real
Synopsis
good.
of the show is two people get butt ass naked and have to survive for 3 weeks in like the Amazon rainforest. I thought something while I was watching it the other day. Do you think that? I guess D-Mark, do you think, because Maui ain't watched it, if you were the lady in that situation, would you be offended or kind of flattered if the dude walked up and he was like ready to go?
I'm sure that happens all the time.
Right,
There
but
would be no.
not like a fear, like a fear boner's a thing, right? Like
Right,
Hold
yeah.
on, what?
Yeah, you ain't had no. What? You
What'd you just say?
a fear boner.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I got a few things I have to say about this thing. First,
Hold up. I'm just saying. So a couple of those dudes are walking up with fear boners, even if the chicks don't.
this nigga, bro.
Yep.
This nigga.
My bad. No,
not
it's
on
cool,
point
Jamie.
today.
It's cool, Jamie.
That nigga not on point.
But
today
I'm
at
just
all.
saying, do you think they're disappointed if they walk up and they're like, oh, man, I know some of these other bitches got like full on fucking, the dude was ready and this guy looked just staring at her with nothing? Would you be offended if you were the girl and the dude didn't show up?
What is? I don't.
That's the weirdest question. There's so much nuance to that question.
my God.
Like you're assuming that. But I don't know how to answer that question.
I was
It's
offended immediately.
If it were right, so
As soon
yeah,
as he asked that
probably,
question, I was
yeah,
I was
definitely.
offended.
Because if it were me, if I walked
First
up,
off, we can't talk as we are women.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the first thing?
like-
is that we can't comprehend. I'm
Okay,
not trying to
well, I
explain
think
how a woman feels.
my
I
brain
think if
doesn't
it was
even-
me, I would take it as a compliment. Because we're about to go
and
sweat in
that's
the
why
wild
we
for 3
got
weeks.
problems, bro.
You are a man. Of course, you would think is a
That's what I'm saying,
compliment.
like, that's why we got all
'cause you
kinds
are
of problems.
a Neanderthal.
Bro, I get complimented once. I think about that for years, bro.
For real?
Like somebody's like, "Oh, you looking nice today." I'm like, "Dang, my third grade teacher really was gassing me up." You know what I'm saying?
Son, I swear to God, bro. 5th grade, this shit was like, "Yo, bro, you got a real nice smile." And I was like, "Word?"
Word?
And I've been carrying that energy
cheesing forever.
since now, nigga. I just be
I
like,
get it. I
that's
understand.
the only compliment I've gotten.
I think that's a tough question to answer because like we couldn't comprehend the way that the difference in brain makeup. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if
Any of our female listeners out there,
one of them, you
we're talking to you.
The singular one.
right? Hey, you looking good today?
Let us know. Send us a comment. I would be interested to
Just
know.
comments. We're not looking for anything else. We're not assuming anything. We don't want nothing but comments from you.
That's fair.
No,
That's it.
no feats,
Above
no
the
nudes.
above the board, hands on table.
Yes,
just
sir.
a comment.
Just putting it out there.
That's all I asked for.
Yeah, no,
I know, we just making sure.
Yep, we just make sure everybody understands.
2020, you got to make sure.
2020, baby.
Perfect.
And
To answer your
here's-
question, no, you ain't done yet. To answer your question, I don't know.
B-roll.
You're on with Maui,
No relation to the trademark whatsoever.
D-Mark,
I don't believe in none of this.
and X.
Which, by the way, Dick Wolf is the best name ever.
And this is When Awesome Collides.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to keep this from spinning. And we're back. This is When Awesome Collides. Is your boy Maui here with D-Mark X holding it down for
And
Jamie.
listen.
Although he doesn't deserve an introduction today after he flipped his table and almost broke all the shit
that
on
is
it.
true. He did
Wow.
almost.
I'm going to
riot.
continue not to introduce Jamie.
I get it, man. Hey,
Because he's supposed to be the invisible man in the room that just says stuff. Like,
he is a disembodied voice. I get it. He's
Yeah.
a narrator.
Mhm.
Ooh.
yeah, you don't get a name. You're like, who's the nigga that narrated Star Wars that didn't want no credit?
That means his job was done because I don't know, bro.
No. He's a famous
He
nigga.
did
He's a
it.
famous nigga. What's his name?
Nobody animated or nobody narrated Star
Nobody
Wars.
narrated.
Yes,
Star-
the voice. Oh no. I'm sorry.
You mean Darth Vader?
Yes, that's
Who,
what I
James
meant.
Earl Jones, and
Yes,
everybody
sir.
knows it's him, and
Everybody
he got a
knows
ton of
it's James
credit.
Ward.
Yeah,
and he's
but not in the
loved it.
beginning. What are you?
What do you mean?
Know it all?
What are you talking about?
Me?
That's common knowledge, bro.
Now,
It's common
now,
parlance,
It was
bro.
common
first went
knowledge
down-
then.
No, it was not.
Yes,
Anyways,
it was.
Yes,
Please
it
stop.
was. Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Yes,
no,
it
it was.
was.
Look
Yes, it
that
was.
shit up right now,
His
Jamie.
name
Look that shit up.
Everybody already knows that.
No, look that shit up right now, Jamie. I'm telling you.
Everybody knows it.
No, fuck you. I watched a documentary and they said like, yeah, everybody's so worried about it fucking flopping. He was like, I'll do it, but don't put my name on it because I ain't got time. And ended up blowing up. It was crazy.
That's not even if that's true. That's
okay,
not
Jamie,
the same
look that
thing as
shit
what
up.
you were saying.
No, fuck
You're
you.
like
It's exactly
humbly,
the same thing.
Like,
Hold
no, don't tell
what
people
do
it
you
was
want
me.
him to look up? How would you word this?
I mean,
do
was
people?
He got it. He
Was
got it.
James Earl Jones' name in the original Star Wars credits?
Did James Earl Jones want credit
That's
for
not
Star
the
Wars?
same thing at all.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yeah, that's what everybody. What? It is the same thing. Anyways, this is When Awesome Collides. This week we're going to be talking about Tower of God. Super pumped about that personally, just because that bitch Rachel.
That bitch Rachel.
That bitch.
I literally
Rachel.
just wanted to start this, so I was going. Hey, I legitimately when we came in here, I got it. I got the little intro. I was gonna say, Rachel, you bitch, and then we just gonna roll straight to the intro.
I mean, we got time. We can still trash her some more when we're here. I mean, I definitely have more things I want to say about that bitch.
No 3-minute cold start. It's just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Fucking Rachel, that bitch.
But we're here to talk about Tower of God. Season 1 just ended not too long ago. We were going to do something earlier, but we decided to wait until the season was over so we can talk about it in its entirety. And hopefully we can stay on track and stay on topic for you guys. So you guys really enjoy it. If not, hopefully we still make you laugh. So before we get into it, guys, I kind of want to hear what your guys' different levels of anime, like, your love for anime or how much anime do you watch? Are you an anime fan? Is your first thing or whatever? X, I'll start with you this time.
Hold up, before we start, actually, I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Thanks for everybody who's so far who's clicked on, who's checked us out on YouTube.
Fuck them.
Okay, well, Spotify. I guess fuck you too. I guess.
Sir.
Just everybody who's so far has spread the message around for our any of our media. It's been great for us so far. Please keep posting, keep going, keep helping us. We appreciate it. It gives us the motivation to do it. Check us out. When Awesome Collides is on most of our media. WhenAw3SoMe Collides, all one word. We really appreciate it. Keep it up. Hey, much love.
Yes, sir. Now back to the show.
So much like every other topic that we've topicked, I don't have a lot of experience with anime. Now, I have seen Yu Yu Hakusho,
Oh,
Cowboy Bebop,
what?
Okay.
Rurouni Kenshin,
Okay.
the Dragon Ball stuff.
Oh, so the Toonami squad. I got
Yeah,
you.
okay. You talking about Reggie
get-
Normie
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
I get you.
Yeah. Zoids,
A classic.
White Liger action.
Yeah.
Fucking-
What about Code Lyoko?
We don't say white ligers anymore.
Oh,
Can't say that in
Yeah, you
2020.
can't. Yeah. They're white robotics.
They're
robotic,
non-melanated.
high gloss.
non-melanated sounds like some form of caffeine-free or sugar-free lemonade.
Diet black. That's what.
Okay, fuck it. Anyway, Code Lyoko. Love fucking Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. I don't. You know what?
We can't.
I
No,
bet you
it's
if I
not-
went back and watched it, it probably is. But I'll you can't tell me. You can't tell 13-year-old me shit.
I
Code
seen
Lyoko was the
Pokemon and
bang.
Digimon.
As an adult,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought
Did
it
you?
was good.
Did you watch?
I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just asking you.
Oh, okay.
How could
you
I
guys
dislike-
can't hear. You can't see this on the podcast, but if you're looking on YouTube, my hands is tight. My boys are tight right now. I thought he was.
No. What? No.
Pokemon and Digimon are the fucking truth, bro.
Digimon's the greatest of all time.
Digimon's
Digimon, yeah,
fantastic.
it is.
And I actually
great.
got Finn to sit down with me
It's
and
only
watch
number
the
2
whole-
to Beyblade.
Oh, Beyblade was so good.
Beyblade's the shit.
I never
was
got
so
into
good.
Beyblade.
Well, you're missing out.
Picking up speed, running out of time. We're going head to head. It's a way of life. You gotta fall down, eat grounds to get back up again. That's Beyblade.
Hey.
Beyblade. Hey.
Wow. The Jamie dropping the water
was
sound that was
incredible.
great. I was like, and for a minute, I was like, where the fuck? Who's doing that?
got-
I thought
you
it
got
was.
flow.
I thought it was Maui for a minute. I'm like, how's he fucking doing that and the other shit at the same time? Like, I've known this dude fucking 10 years. I've never seen that before. Turn over and Jamie's just going fucking ham.
in there.
But yeah, so not opposed to anime in any way, shape, or form. Like at all ever. I really do like the format. My biggest problem is up until Tower of God, I had not ever watched just a subbed anime. Everything was always dubbed. If I didn't want to read fucking
I mean, it's actually kind of tough. I mean, I kind of get that. Like, it's.
say yuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gross.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I prefer.
I was like, what did I pronounce wrong?
yeah. Okay, we'll get into that later. Hold on, go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so that's kind of going into it. And then as it has seemed to be over the last month or so, y'all said, hey, motherfucker, you got to watch this. And I was like, dope. And then after the 90-second intro, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going to dig this shit. And then about 2 minutes in, I'm like, nope, I was wrong. This is pretty fucking tight.
I will say immediately, you're like, I'm not watching this fucking shit. I gotta read was exactly what you said at first. And we were like, nigga, please.
I have one working eye and a really big TV. So do you know what it's like to just stare down at the words? And then by the time I look up, what they were talking about already happened. I don't want to miss the action.
It's become second nature to you now. You used to be cooling now.
The only thing that fucks me up is when two people are talking and it's got the words at the top and the bottom. I literally cannot look fast enough.
It doesn't have the eye real estate for that.
I can't. No. Other people out here with Lakeview property and I'm out here fucking living in the
desert,
bayou.
right?
And I'm just like,
I'm dead, bro.
But yeah, cool experience. But yeah, again, same as always.
I dabble a little bit in the anime. I get dirty with it a little bit now and then. You know what I'm saying?
How dirty?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, that's a whole OnlyFans episode. We've been told we got that in the works. Don't worry. But yeah, no. So I've been watching anime. Technically from like 9 years old, because my dad showed me Ninja Scroll when I was 9, which now that I think about it, now that I'm older, I don't know if my dad should have been showing me Ninja Scroll when I was 9. Top tier.
What is Ninja Scroll?
Oh, if you watch it, bro, your body ain't ready. There's certain things I don't think your body is ready for. This is one of those things. Like it's so when you watch it, it's just so well put together. It's hard to. That could be an episode in of itself, but it's one of the. It's a great starter anime or a thing to watch because it's a movie, so you can digest it in an hour and some change. But it's so well put together. It gives you like just the perfect. It's so good. If you've got the hour and some change, watching Ninja Scroll right after you watch FMA Brotherhood, which you still haven't done, which is insulting.
And after you watch High School DxD.
I mean, you can watch High School DxD.
FMA Brotherhood.
Yeah. Full Metal
Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ah.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's top tier. But yeah,
High School DxD season 1.
I mean, you can. Yeah.
I thought X's weren't pronounced. So
They're not. It's High School DD.
No, it's High School
DD. That's fine.
It's just like it's Hunter x Hunter.
It's Hunter. Ooh.
It's not Hunter.
You know,
bro.
actually, I was just walking through the mall the other day, and somebody said Hunter, and I was like, "Ooh, man, I'm gonna be pissed."
It's Hunter.
Nobody
Hunter.
say X.
Everyone says X.
Okay.
Everyone.
But it's not. I've been watching anime since about 9 years old. Obviously, the Toonami block is really when it got spicy. In California, crazily enough, a little fun fact. So in California, the Spanish channels had GT broadcast. This is back before I knew that like anime was made a long time, but a lot of anime was
like
made a long time.
GT came out in like the 80s, right? Didn't it?
No.
Ooh, fun fact.
Go ahead. Fun fact.
It's read as Hunter.
Yes, we know
Separation
No,
of
that's
the
not a
title.
fun fact. That's
no.
a fact.
It's fun fact for Lenny actually.
Oh,
There you go.
Maui.
Yeah.
But the
Dolphin
X,
Sound.
the X is it said it's just a cross.
Yeah,
It's
a hunter
not,
cross
you know,
hunter.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
Hunter
just
x Hunter.
there. They said it's a keyboard thing mainly.
Yeah.
It's there because it's easier to press, I guess, than something.
Yeah. It's Hunter x Hunter. Yeah.
Okay,
But
well,
there's no.
Hey man, I get it.
It
Bro.
sounds
Just-
way cooler when you say Hunter x Hunter.
It does not count.
Way
It
cooler.
does not. But
Way
that's
cooler.
fair. That's fine. It's not right, but that's
Hunter
okay.
Hunter x Hunter.
That's okay. Like,
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. This could be a debate for later. I'll put that
it's
on
not a
the
debate. You can't.
No,
you
no.
can't debate something that has an actual.
Stop. No,
If you
that's
guys-
not even fucking worth it because
That's
we've
fair.
proved that he will.
That's fair. He doesn't
will-
care.
If you
I get it.
guys
He
are
doesn't
following
care.
us on Facebook, we'll put this up on the poll, and I want to see your guys' comments on this.
The
Is it
color,
Hunter,
can,
Hunter,
can you just no
Hunter
no
x
no
Hunter?
the question will be posed as can you just hear a fact and decide that don't matter anymore? Yes or no?
Wait, can you define a fact to me? Can you define a fact?
Nobody can define a fact because a fact first can't be a fact. It has to be like a theory or an opinion.
What?
What?
That's what I'm saying. All facts don't originate as facts.
So so you know that so a little fun fact. Yeah, in California, GT was on the Spanish channels before I ever saw Dragon Ball Z. So my first exposure, that may be why GT is my favorite Dragon Ball series, because I saw it first before I saw Dragon Ball Z. So for me, they were on Super Saiyan 4. Like, bro, when he came out in Super Saiyan 4 on the A1 boss shit, I was like, excellent. And then I had to go and watch Frieza on Toonami 477 times because they would get up to a certain episode and then just start all the way over again. I was like, it's rude. I don't want this anymore. So then, but now that we've gotten older, you know, we've been able to, you know, we got Crunchyroll, all that stuff, so you can digest anime a little bit easier. But I've been watching anime for a while. I enjoy a lot of it. Yeah. What? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I've been watching anime for a real long time also. Like, it was on and off a lot of the Toonami stuff. And then really just once I became an adult and once I moved out and I had my own time and do my own things and my mom wasn't yelling at me, then all of a sudden, I would then watch as much anime as I wanted. So then I really got caught up with a lot of the stuff that I watch now. So I watch pretty much anything and everything. I really like sports animes. I really enjoy just anything with a rich, deep story, anything with depth. So a lot of like psychological thrillers is my shit. But they do fuck me up for like 2 days because I'm just like emotionally scarred afterwards. That actually happened to me this weekend.
Because you soft.
Oh yeah, I'm soft as fuck. Yeah, I watched The Promised
Charmin
Neverland.
boy.
Yeah, what?
Like Charmin.
Yeah, soft as shit. Yeah, like the bear. Yeah. But I watched The Promised Neverland. If you have not watched that, I highly recommend it.
Is it anime?
It is anime. A Promised Neverland is fantastic. And I also decided to watch Cheer. Also, and
sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
No, not Cheers. Like the show, like Cheer is a Netflix thing about cheerleading, and anything with sports just kills me. So like there was actually
Is it
a moment.
anime about?
No, it's not even anime. It's
No,
just
it's
a
an
straight up
actual
real
documentary.
thing. Yeah, it's about the best cheerleading school ever. It's actually really good.
Is the Compton Wildcats?
No, it's no.
Wasn't that the best school?
No, it's Navarro apparently. Yeah, Navarro. But anyways, but yeah, we're here to talk about Tower of God, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Are we doing? I actually took notes. Did you guys take notes for this one?
I don't need notes.
You don't need notes?
Yes.
But yes, we did. We did take notes about a month ago.
Oh, that's cool. I guess. Well, I have notes for now because I thought.
Oh, May. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see
okay.
it. Love to see it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, first I want to talk about is how trash the opening theme is. It's so garbage. It doesn't get me hyped for the show whatsoever. It's real flat. It's real forgettable. I didn't like it.
I actually think that's nice now. Like that they led you in with such garbage that you would like, my expectations were real low.
Yeah.
So when you watch the show, I'm like, dang, they sold this thing short. Like I thought it was going to be a 1. So it being a strong like 8, I'm like, now it's a 20 by transitive property because I thought it was going to be so trash.
Right.
So it not only got up
I
there,
don't
it
think
went
that's
past
a
it.
transitive property.
I don't know how that. No, it's
it do
not.
work. It's
I know it's not.
Have you watched JoJo Bizarre Adventure? The beginning of JoJo's. Well, there's like 16
I'm about to
JoJo's.
say which one, right? Yeah.
I don't even know. I have never watched it. I've not watched an entire season of JoJo's. I have not,
that's fair.
Because
Yeah.
the fans
They're
just get to me.
hard to, yeah.
I just can't.
They got a bad fandom.
Yeah. But it's the one that's like, they have like a sick fucking metal fucking like, and they fucking go hard as shit like fucking, who's that Through Fire and Flames niggas? What are them?
Through the Fire and Flames.
Dragon
Force.
There we
yeah.
go. Bam.
Dragon
Yeah.
Force.
Yeah, like some Dragon Force type shit. But yeah, it's hard as shit. So I totally understand. Like you don't want to start like too hard. But I was gonna say, I actually wrote down the beginning because I don't know about you guys, but like I went back to kind of just refresh my memory, and I was just like, you know what? They did a really good job like setting up the lore of like the anime. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like the way that they started narrating in the very beginning, it's like whatever you desire, you will find it here. Climb the tower and everything will be yours. At the top of the tower, everything in this world and all can be yours. You can become a god. Like, damn, okay, what are we doing? I mean, I was just trying to chill and shit, but if I can just get whatever I want, well, everything, in fact, they say.
Yeah, you got to get to the top.
Yeah, right away, I'm like, what are we doing? You know?
Apparently,
Climbing.
if you read the wiki, which I did a little bit because I didn't want to go too far ahead because I didn't want to, there's 500 something issues in.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to,
Because it's based off of a webtoon.
Yeah,
Right,
it's all actually based on a little fun fact. Most anime, in case you don't know, if you're not aware, is from Japan. This is actually based out of most of webtoons, like the app where this comes from, is based out of Korea. So this is Korean.
Let's go.
They don't call it manga there. They call them mangwa or something like that. To
Jamie, you can check what they call-
to differentiate the two. I'm sure. I think they still call it anime. That's kind of weird, but yeah, this is actually South Korean joint. But yeah, apparently the tower is as big as continents. Like each floor is as big as a continent
Wow.
or country, something like that.
I mean, country probably.
Country.
But it
Right.
makes
They're
sense
called,
when
give me a second. They're called Mawa.
Mawa. Yeah, they're called Mawa in South Korea. Yeah, so yeah, in case you didn't know that, yeah, it's not Japanese, it's South Korean. That's why the art style, it's a lot of the webtoons have that art style. If you haven't downloaded the app, everybody, if you haven't downloaded a webtoon, there's an Unordinary, God of High School, Tower of God. They're really addicted to the God premise in Korea, apparently, but a lot of their art is pretty similar. Like, if you look at the webtoon for Tower of God, looks almost like the show. I think they literally just took the webtoon, put it on the screen, and that
I was
incredible.
kind of off put by that at first, just because it is it's so rudimentary. Like you can tell, it looks like somebody just drew it on paper and then added none of the new school flair that you get out of a lot of animated shows. So when it started, I was like, "What in the fuck?" Like I was confused, like, because you guys were like, this is new, and it's got Crunchyroll's fucking like anime of the year or some bullshit something, something, something. And I started watching. I was like, how the fuck does something that looked like somebody drew it on a napkin?
Oh, you didn't like the art style?
I didn't dislike the art style. It just looked
Sounds like
it
you
looked
don't like it.
old.
No, I get what he's saying. It
looked
so in my eyes when I looked at it, I said,
Yeah.
this
It's
is
hand-drawn.
different. I
Yeah.
don't know if my eyes like it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wouldn't say it
fucked
was
with
bad.
immediately.
I don't see when I
Fucked with
first saw it, I was like, but then when you get, it's an overall thing. Like if you had to show me a picture of it,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this looks like trash. But when you listen to the music and then you watch the
entire
combat, the way it
presentation.
flows, you're like, this is on purpose.
Yeah.
Like being bad at art and intentionally doing something a little bit different is, it's different. Like that's what they went for.
Yeah.
It goes into the whole mystique. Nice.
And it calls back to the fact that it comes from a
the way,
hand-drawn.
and that's
yeah.
what I loved.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's something. It's layers. Like what I'm saying, when you look at the fact that it comes from that, and you look at the webtoon, and you look at the show, and you're like, yeah, that's justice. Like they did that. They did that shit. But yeah, no, same thing. Like my eyes at first, I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then after about
Yeah,
an
it just
episode or
took a
two, you're
minute.
like, oh, I can't live without it. Like
I was just like, it's perfect. Like it made a ton of sense and it was great. It just was one of those things. It was just, it was hard to see. 'Cause it's like I saw Dragon Ball Z first, like late stage Dragon Ball Z, and then I found out Dragon Ball was a thing, and I went back and started watching Dragon Ball,
It's insulting to the eyes.
and I'm like, oh my god, like this just looks like shit. So the show is gonna be shit. Was kind of like how I thought about it. And then again, after I sat through 92 seconds of intro that also showed me like every important character in the very beginning. So then that way when they're doing that battle sequence, is like when 200 people are dead and 200 people are left, the 200 people can keep going the challenge. I already knew like 50 of them that were going to survive because it was already in the fucking beginning. I'm like, I wonder who this motherfucker with the purple tracksuit is. That he's important. He's so good.
So good. Dude, go ahead. No, you go
No, okay.
ahead.
All right, cool. My bad. Yeah, you're right. All right, my bad. But I was gonna say, that's one thing that I do hate about anime. Like, I refuse to watch any openings because it ruins the entire anime for you. Like, I'll go through from beginning to end, to the final battle. And then I remember this one time I was like, damn, man, that nigga look real dope. I wonder who that is. And then like later I'm like, God damn it. Now I know what the final battle is going to be. And the whole, like, it just, I ignore it, but sometimes I can't help it and be like, well, now I know the whole fucking story. Congratulations to me, I guess.
Hate it. Like
I hate it.
Whenever you show they'll show the main character as you see him, and then they'll show like a shadow, like a silhouette of like the new badass form he's gonna have later on in the show, and you're like, man, I don't want to know that.
Right.
Now I know he's.
It's like when they
come
pixelate
on.
somebody's face and they're like, guess who this is coming up next? And you're just like, I can see the rest
who's
of
that-
their body.
Who's
I know
that Pokemon
exactly.
ass people. Like I know, I can see clearly who it is, unless it's Voltorb on there. Like I don't know exactly.
Those memes of guess that Pokemon, and that was just always some just ratchet ass shit. You guys remember those? Mm-hmm. Those
They
were,
still exist. It's
They
great.
still exist.
dude, oh, the fucking.
Except for that one episode of I just off tangent, but do you remember the episode of Pokemon where they went to the school, where they went to the trainer school and they had to take the test, and Team Rocket was taking the test, and he was like, "Who's that Pokemon?" And she was like, "Oh, it's Voltorb," and he said, "No, it's a Poliwag, but from above." Like, and I was getting so mad as a kid. I was like, "What? Like you can't like oh."
But that's one of those kids who answers the test question like incredibly literally, and they're like, "That's not what we meant." And they're like, "But that's
Right.
not what you asked me."
That's not right.
Right.
Could this be Poliwag from above?
Like is
It could be.
It's like, what's the difference between these two Pokemon? It's like, I beat this one up this morning. You're like, hey, whoa, how am I supposed to know that?
This one doesn't cry as loud when I hit it.
But yeah, continue. My bad. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Real quick.
ahead.
Pretty much from this point forward, I can almost guarantee that we're spoiling season 1 of Tower of God. So if you wanted to just listen to the beginning of this and get a feel and be like, oh shit, go watch the show. It's on Crunchyroll.
There you go.
Or it's only dubbed right now on HBO Max, and I think there's 6 or 7 episodes of it, but it's free on Crunchyroll the whole first season all the way through. So if you want to stop now and go watch it and enjoy this more, Crunchyroll, HBO Max, go watch it. Otherwise, buckle up. We're probably going to ruin it. And just know that Rachel is a bitch.
Fuck that bitch. So they do a really good job with the lore, like the presentation of the actual anime. Like the music is top notch. Like anytime you hear the and that's really bad. It's really bad.
How did that go?
It's that. So what you mean is that ethereal kind of like old school like Tibetan throat monk shit.
I apologize. Could you assist me with?
I'm gonna try to put a second up.
Could you
YouTube
run
don't fuck me on this, but I'm gonna try to put a second so everybody
It's
understands.
gonna be the beginning
he
of
about to-
Lion King.
Bam, 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 bam.
That's it. You hear it? That's all you get. But when you hit that shit, I'm like, ooh, what's going on here? My dick gets immediately on 10, like from
Erect.
0 to 10
Could you
on the hardness scale.
I didn't quite
Oh,
hear
I
that.
was
Could
like,
you
is it more like
assist me
0 to
one
2,
more
right?
time? What sound?
But the sound, you want me to play it again?
No. You. I don't want.
you
I don't
gotta-
You
want
want me to do it
Yeah,
again?
just one more, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got it.
You got it? Is that not?
I know exactly.
You know-
That sounds exactly like it.
Okay, I'm glad.
The beginning
I'm
of
glad.
Lion King.
No, that's not. The beginning of Lion King is way harder than that. But yeah, they do a really good with the lore, with the music, the presentation. I actually personally like the art style, but I also really like watercolor drawings, and it reminds me a little bit like that as
That's
well.
fair. That
So-
it does look like a watercolor.
Yeah,
Yep.
so-
And then water is a very important element in the show. You know what? You know we already said spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Water is a very important element in the show. So that actually kind of adds to that now. See, that's what I was talking about, levels. Like you're talking about that now. I'm realizing. I wonder if they did that because water is such an important part of it. It could be a coincidence.
Yeah.
But it's very flowy.
Yeah.
Like water is.
And then when you go back and watch it a second time, which I hate doing that because I'm like, well, you can't surprise me because I already know what's
yeah, but
going
then you
on.
get more analytical. You get to
Oh,
notice stuff.
bro.
You get to notice
Just
stuff.
the
man.
first 3 episodes, I was just like, oh my god.
They
Oh, the
foreshadow.
layers.
They foreshadow a ton of shit in the
Yeah, they
show.
do.
Which when you go back and knowing how season 1 ends, and then being able to tie that together with some of the like the little hints that they drop, fucking great.
So it's something I just realized. So we did say spoiler alert just to make sure you guys are aware. But let's go ahead and get so Tower of God is the main character Bomb. It's BAM, but it's Bomb. He basically lives in a hole. Not joking. A hole, like a pit. And the only person he knows says, "I've got to climb the tower." The tower is, if you make it to the top of the tower, you get a wish. Apparent maybe there's a lot of weird nuance with that.
You can get whatever you want.
You can get whatever you want if you get to the top of the tower. I don't know if that's literal or like you can you get all the power in the world, so like you can make things happen, or if you literally get the ability to make anything happen. We don't know that yet. But Rachel, that bitch, she goes to the tower to climb the tower, and then Bomb is teleported into the. I'm gonna have to watch.
She
the
just
first
wants to
episode
see
again.
the stars,
Right,
though,
she
which I
wants to
think
see
is
the.
what she
So the world is in a dome. Their world is in a dome with the tower, so all their sky is artificial. She just wants to see the real sky, which I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like
She's a bitch, so it's probably
what
not.
she has done. I feel like it better be more than that. Like there better be like, oh, when you get up there, you get unlimited hand jobs, and she's just like, well, I wonder if that works for me. Like that's the only reason I can accept.
I would
that
totally
what
go
she
for
did. Right,
hand
I'd
jobs?
go
Hold
for
on.
but like they're
Hey,
top
no.
quality handies.
I'm gonna need some mouth.
Infinite.
Too.
Nah, that's not
No.
part of the deal.
No, I need. Well, I can have whatever I want. What are you telling me? Literally the whole
handy
thing.
lore.
He's telling you what you really want is
Yeah.
some grade A.
You don't know
handies.
yet.
No, okay.
You ain't
It's
had a
fair.
great-
I've
Lowies-
never had the best
You've-
of all time.
Lowies are what you
You've
think
never had
you
a
want.
top tier.
But
None
the
of us
minute they
have.
show up and they throw the glove on and they
Right.
pull one finger down at a
No,
time.
I don't want no glove. You
Right.
better not give me no glove.
None of us know what it's like yet. So
Well, you're right.
That's
It could need a glove.
Life changing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she wants to send the tower to see the stars. I'm hoping that's a metaphor for something else, or I'm gonna punch that bitch in the face if I see her. So Bam goes to follow her basically, and he makes a deal with like this, like Digimon basically.
It looks like the rabbit from Donnie Darko without the big mean like tooth mouth.
Digimon. So basically, he makes a deal with this Digimon that if he can pass this test, he can climb the tower. He meets one of the princesses of Jihad, which this is what I love about this show. I love knowing that there's going to be cooler shit later in a show, and the fact that like we got 13 princesses of Jihad, and then they're like, hey, we all got swords that represents the month, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? This world got 13 months? All right, whatever. If your shit's artificial, you can have as many months as you want. But yeah, so I know there's going to be 13 cool ass swords. And there's going to be 13 badass biddies doing cool sword bro stuff. I'm in it. But yeah, so he meets her. She gives him her sword.
Before you get there, there is a very key moment that I want to point out.
Oh, go ahead.
This nigga had to potentially. So in the beginning, he's like, "Yo, you got to go fight this big ass fucking sea fucking dragon,
See,
right?"
you remember Seedramon from Digimon? Just that, but red.
Yeah,
white
or,
and red.
Or the Namek fucking what's the fucking dragon from?
Shinron?
Yeah, but the Namek one.
Nah, the Namek was a
Don't
swole
let that
boy.
Namek
Nah,
one-
Namek was a
The
swole
Namek
dude.
one
Yeah.
got arms and shit.
Yeah, he don't look like that.
But I mean, you know, I'm saying it's wide like that too.
That's
I'm just-
stupid.
what?
It's literally like the
It
regular
looks
Earth
like if
dragon.
you took Garurumon and turned him into a snake.
Okay,
or Seedramon, like I
Yeah.
said, but that's fine.
But more people might know Garurumon.
you right. I don't even know none of the niggas' names, to be honest. So I'm counting on you guys to help me out with the description. I'm not gonna lie. But this nigga was like, "Yo, if you want to climb the tower, it's here. You want to climb the tower, right? You got to go kill this fucking sea dragon in there." And Bam was like, "All right." So this nigga potentially had to kill this big ass sea dragon with his bare hands, and he was game. He didn't think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
He was like, I'm just gonna run straight forward.
Real G's moves in silence like lasagna. That's
like
what,
bologna.
That's
Yeah.
why I said like, well, oh yeah, you.
I
right.
still like the bologna one better because it
That is
just
true.
sounds
Yes, sir.
funnier.
Yeah, so he goes in, passed the test on some real G stuff, and the rest of the show is so far of the season is him climbing the tower and meeting all these cool people, all these incredible characters, which is something that. So like I said, one of the cool things is knowing that cool stuff is going to be on the way. The people he meets at the beginning, it's super interesting because you meet a ton of them. Like X said, you meet a ton of characters. So I thought I was like, wow, either this show is really long or they really are about to be on some Akame got kill stuff and just start killing everybody off. But it's a little bit of both.
I was hoping it was going to be longer than it was.
Well, it's just the first season. It's just a
I
taste.
know, but
A
when
little-
they were like
little
13
sniff.
episodes, I cried.
Little sniff. Most ones are about 10 or 12. You know, but yeah, so so that's the synopsis of the show where it stands. Obviously, Joe, so you're not lost if you're not going to go watch it, which if you don't, you probably should, because yeah, you're going to be able to get a context of what's going on with us talking, but you're not going to get the full breadth of this conversation. So take a second, go watch it, come on back. In fact, listen to this all the way through, then go watch that, then come back and listen to it again so we get 2 plays.
Hey,
Ooh, 2 plays. Like Kevin Gates.
what?
2 plates?
2 phones?
Call them fat?
Yeah, 2.
Wow.
No, I'm not calling Kevin Gates fat.
But yeah, so continue. My bad. I just want to make sure to catch everybody up on the thing.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
You good. But yeah, man. After the whole, he met the who happens to be the guardian of the tower. I wish I knew his name. Do you know the name of the guy?
The rabbit?
What was his name?
The caretaker?
Yeah,
the
what's his name?
caretaker.
Yeah,
Head
what's his
on.
name? Head on.
Head
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
he's-
yep.
Is it head on?
It's head
It's
on.
heated.
It's
It's
no,
heated.
it's head on.
Head on.
It's head on.
Head on.
Don't
And
question
they
Jamie.
even say head on like multiple times.
Head
when They
ass.
say his name.
I thought
Yeah,
they said
head
heated.
Head ass. Yeah.
Yep, head ass.
So I made the comment about him having to fight this giant sea monster. And I hope you guys see that it's ridiculous. It's just huge. And he's just like, all right, let's fuck it. Let's go in there. And it's underwater, apparently. At least it seems that way to us, the viewer. And then as that goes on, he actually like this princess comes out of nowhere. Is like, hey, well, what is this nigga doing over there? And he's like,
Is that how she said?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a weird, like,
Yeah, just like
New
that.
York accent. All right, yeah.
And then Head On was like, I mean, I'm trying to get this nigga a test. So, and she's like, nah, let me look at this nigga real quick. Look at this weak ass nigga. You gonna put this nigga in there by himself? What is your problem? And Head On was like, well, he does want to climb the tower.
And he just showed up. We didn't even ask him to come in. He
Yeah.
just walked his ass in here.
And he was like, he is also an irregular. So an irregular to them is someone who doesn't live in that world that happens to be there.
No, it's somebody who's not invited to climb the tower.
Right. It's the tower chose
The
them.
The
way
tower
that-
usually
The
chooses
way
people.
that they explained it that very second, they said it that way. I'll get there.
Oh, fair. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
You
all good.
ruined your spoiler.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I was, trying to get there. But so he's like, all right, so what am I trying to do? And she was like, well, you can't let this cute nigga just walk in there and just die. What are you trying to do? And he's like, well, you can give him your sword. Not being cheeky. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I'll show you. And Deadass gives this nigga a sword, the Black March.
Black March.
Also, the name of it is just
Excellent.
fantastic.
I love weaponry in anime because it always got some sweet shit behind it.
So can they still call it Black March with it being 2020, or does this fall under your guys'
No, that's
header?
fine.
that's fine.
No, that's
Okay.
fine.
I'm just trying to figure out when
I mean,
it's
if they called it like-
appropriate
if they-
to call something black.
They call it like white pride. That'd be a little bit
Yeah.
sketchy, but
If there is a white anything, I'm gonna protest.
Right, that's
There
fair.
can't be a white anything.
With
and it
hands.
better be the wackest,
yep.
the
You
wackest
better
of
just-
tools.
And immediately give up.
White-
immediately give
white-
up to
A bit of white flag.
Right, that's a white flag.
White January, and it's
Right.
just like a nail file, and it can't hurt
That's
nobody.
it,
And they're
right.
like, God, that's the princess we
The only
hate.
thing you can do is power up Black March.
That's right. That's what we need. But so she gives this nigga the sword, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna handle this dragon by myself. And then so he's just standing there, and the dragon's about to eat his ass. And the dude's and everybody's like, oh, hey, you gonna die. And Head On's like, you can't interrupt no more, Prince. You done fucked up. He has to pass his test, and if he dies, he dies. Like, it's his choice, which is that's a very thing that you can kind of relate to in real life. You make your decisions, and if you die, you die. So I couldn't even argue. I was like, yeah, it was his shit. So then he gets in there, the dragon eats him, and then this bitch is freaking out. And then there's this what do they call him? The navigator. The navigator is a G ass nigga. He knows everything apparently, which they don't. I can't wait for them to explain like how he
Army
knows
dude?
all this stuff.
The
What's his
army
name?
guy?
No,
The navigator dude that's with the princess.
Yeah, the army dude. He looks like he's wearing army fatigues.
Oh,
I can't figure out
He
why.
looks like
I genuinely like it confuses me.
like a safari dude,
like
right?
yes, and I'm like, what is he doing? Is
He
he on
wears
an
the same
expedition?
shit that Jane's dad and Tarzan wear.
Yeah, it's super
And he
weird.
just walks around with that
Yeah.
big old backpack, and she abuses him for 13 episodes.
Listen, he's getting money because if he's trying to show the princess where to go, I'm sure he's getting paid ducats.
He
Straight
did a really
ducats.
bad job, though. Like
Did
a
he?
phenomenally bad
Did
job.
she not get to where she was supposed to be?
It sounds like
What Gandalf say?
yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh right. Just
But they aren't wizards.
That you know of.
Oh, fuck. She ain't a wizard.
you
I know,
don't
that.
she
You
a
know.
princess. You
You
can't
don't
be
know
a
that.
princess and a wizard.
Yes, you, can.
can't be too.
Name one princess wizard.
Wow. Just because I don't know one doesn't mean it don't exist.
That's how I live.
Well, obviously, because apparently, you can't be sleep on something that you don't know about according to you, even though that's the whole definition. But that's for later.
Would Elsa be a princess wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
Elsa.
No.
She's a queen wizard.
But
So at one time she was a princess wizard. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn,
Ice
suck that
magic is
dick.
She
wizardry.
wasn't a wizard because she can't just do all magic. She can only shoot ice.
So are you defining wizard as someone who can do all things?
A wizard is somebody who can do magic, not make ice.
What?
You see
what?
that?
Nothing about what you just said is right. If she can conjure
Did
ice,
you ever see
if she can
conjure
conjure
it?
ice,
There's condensation in the air. All she does is freeze it.
that's magic.
That's cold. She a cold bitch.
I'm gonna fight. Oh,
She frosty as fuck, so she can turn the air into ice. That's not magic. That's just her.
Oh my god.
you sound like. Have you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh? And Kaiba just
Absolutely.
like, and Kaiba just be like, they were like, oh, I got my we got the Millennium items. He's like, lights. Like, that's you. Like, he's like, oh no, his soul just got stolen. Parlor trick. No, bro, you just saw him die. Bro, you clearly know that that's a wizardry. Come on, bro.
One thing that I don't like about fucking Tower of God is that they emphasize that if you're pretty, you can do whatever you want.
It's the best. I legitimately, so I legitimately was about to say that when you said, "Oh, his life is like your choices." Like, oh, if you try, then you die. I was
But
like,
he's
nah, unless
cute,
you
so they gave him a
Unless
sword.
you cute, they be like, "Hey, cute boy, here's a sword," and she'd be like,
It
"Hey."
happens to nigga all the time.
Right. It's great. They'd be like, "Hey, I like that. You look like you got SCHMEAT under there."
Yeah. This nigga definitely got that SCHMEAT.
Like, we gotta let him in. We gotta
Yeah.
let him in.
She looks at this nigga, the princess was like, yo, yeah, I think you're cute. Here, you can have my sword. Then he goes in there and decides to fight this dragon and stabs this nigga from the inside. So the dragon eats him and he just stabs him, whatever. And he's like, all right, now I'm finna break this orb. So the whole point of this test, he had to break this orb to be able to get into the tower. So he tries to break the orb, and then all of a sudden, I guess he was trying to be loud, trying to like stab this thing, right? Thinking that Rachel's a bitch ass, trying to stab the orb to try to break it. And then all of a sudden, the dragon starts waking up, and like this time it's pissed off, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Mind you, they make a mention that this dragon is somebody that not even people in like the 20th floor can even beat. So this is supposed to be like a high level.
He wasn't supposed to
opponent.
pass it. He was supposed to die.
Right.
Yeah.
If he was a bitch, but he's not. So all of a sudden, the who's the guy again? Head S. Yeah. No, not Head S. The guy who's pointing to where to go. The navigator.
Safari Dad.
Yeah.
Safari Joe.
So he's like, hey, tell the Black Marsh to lend you her power. And then the prince is like, you idiot. She won't even lend me my power. Well, it won't even lend me my power. I kind of ruined it for myself.
It doesn't like women though.
Damn it, Xavier, my whole punchline. He goes,
You already fucked it up, so I thought I'd swoop in and let everybody know what
You
the
decide-
actual facts were, so that you
Yeah.
didn't fuck that up too.
Oh, okay, that makes
The
sense.
sword don't like women, but it likes cute boy Bam.
Okay, that's fine. The whole joke.
Yeah, like femboy sword. Like, it's like, hey, you're a cute femboy.
Let's go. But he's like, hey, can I have some power, please? And then so the thing comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, you know what? Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And then the princess is like, what the fuck? How dare you? Is it because I'm a woman? And and then she was like, yeah, what the fuck?
Just to specify, the sword actually has some chick come out of it, tell Bam he's good looking, and then tell the princess she's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
actually
gives him power.
It's not the sword talking. There's some lady that comes out of it and starts talking the
But
hell of
she
shit.
is the sword, so thus the sword is talking.
The sword is
Right,
talking.
but they haven't
Yeah,
seen it, so
I
I'm just
know,
trying
but,
to
you
help.
know, yeah, I got you. So
Not everybody animes, bro. They don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that things turn into
Yes.
other things.
If you keep listening, we're gonna get you right.
Right. Yes, sir. Anyways, so he breaks this orb with the power of this fucking sword magic thing, and everybody's like dumbfounded, like, I can't believe this. Even Head On was like, nigga, what? That's crazy.
If you watch it, he says that exact thing. Sometimes
Verbatim.
nigga, what?
I don't know what kind of subs.
Wild in here.
I don't know what kind of subs y'all niggas watch. That's exactly what my sub said.
I got upstate or
Upstate New York
accent.
Oh,
like,
okay.
where it's been like, because kind of sounds like some anime shit.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm
some
saying?
bag milk ass shit. I feel you.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get a pick to have everybody wearing Timbs instead of regular shoes?
No, it didn't give me that
I would
option.
love
That'd be too
that. I
good.
would love that option, please.
The greatest
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, please
Put it
allow
on-
me
where it's
to
just
click
Timbs and Yankees and
it's with no brims.
No brim.
No
Yankee
brims.
with no brim.
Oh my God, those are ridiculous.
I love it. I love it so much. But anyways, after that, after killing this impossible monster, he gets sucked into the next level and immediately it's like, hey, so now you're in a death match and the final 200 niggas that are alive get to go to the next level. And he's just like, what the fuck is going on? It's like a bad trip. Like actually it's exactly what I described Hangover to people. Like when you watch Hangover for the first time, niggas wake up like, what the fuck happened last night? Is when he woke up like, what the fuck? And someone's trying to kill him. And then in this episode, you meet the greatest character.
Nope.
The greatest character in the whole series, my boy, the fucking 12-foot tall lizard himself, Rack.
Crocodile.
Whatever, dragon. He can be everything, really. I don't
mean,
know
you
what
can
the
be
fuck
you
he
don't know
is.
what's going on.
He just gets really mad when people call him Crocodile.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. The greatest quote from Rack in this entire seasons is that he well, I don't want to too ahead of myself, but he hates. There's two things that he hates in life. You guys know what those are?
What are they?
It's thinking and needles.
What?
Did you guys catch that? He said that verbatim when he goes into
I didn't.
Yo,
I
it's the
gotta
greatest.
rewatch,
No,
yeah.
it's the greatest. He's like, wow. I'm getting too far. I'll call back to that earlier. But I just got done telling you guys about the first episode. What did you guys think about the first episode after all that?
So honestly, I had to watch the first episode 2 times. Like just the art style really bothered me. And the music was really good. So I said, you know what? It's got hype. That's exactly what it sounds like. So I was like, let me watch this again. So I watched it again. I was like, man, I'm still not vibing with it. On the third watch, I was like, okay, let me just watch this through, go through it. Because by the time I watched it, you guys had already been watching it 3 episodes in. So I was able to go 1, 2, 3 on like that. But the first episode, I felt like it threw me into the middle of a series and I didn't enjoy that. I felt like it insulted my intelligence. But I was like, hey, this is the beginning. It's not though. Like they've been going for a while.
Yeah, it was super fast because like I didn't even understand. There was no like Bam's character change from the long haired dude in the basically the nightgown to the Bam we see in the
Small
show.
girl? Yeah, the
and I
small
was
girl.
just like, I thought it was a chick. Like I was like, who is this with Rachel that she keeps talking to? And it was too much too quick in the first half of the first episode. Like I totally
felt like
I totally agree with that.
Felt like I picked a video game up after like 8 months of not playing it, and then I pulled up and it was like, hey bro, you got to go on this quest. I'm like, who are you?
You're like, I'm gonna go back to my last save file. You pull it up and you're like, I still don't know what the fuck I am.
But that's kind of how I felt. Like so the first episode, like it just it did a good job of setting up like, oh, there's some good stuff's gonna be happening, but it didn't capture me, as far as that goes. So if it weren't for the fact that it already had a couple episodes out, I probably would have been out. If we didn't have to watch it for what was an episode we've already tried to record, did not go well.
It went very poorly. We recorded it after we recorded Dave all on the same day. And if anybody has listened to Dave, they know what we sounded like at the end of that. Now imagine that for an entire hour and a half.
And being tired.
It was rough.
We scrapped it. I still have it.
But if you'd like to hear it,
Give me $10.
$1 on OnlyFans.
$1.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not even editing it. I'm just to throw it up there.
Throw it up there.
Anything
$1.
we say, full. I don't even remember what we said anymore.
I mean, I'm gonna put the price on it. So whatever.
That's fair. Whatever
I
he
don't check
says.
the price, bro.
All we do is swipe, and we encourage you just to swipe.
All we do is type our
Don't
entire
look.
card information
In fact,
for a
send
recurring charge.
send your card info, the numbers on the back, the expiration date. Just send it to us.
With a tip.
We'll let you know what we buy with it.
Probably gonna be meat picks.
You're gonna buy meat picks.
like
Yeah.
steaks.
No, like meat, like schmeats, like dicks.
Ah,
That's what you do with somebody else's credit card. This is interesting.
Yeah, what is now that way people don't know that I'm buying the dick pics. Someone else is
somebody's so ashamed that their credit card is full of dick pic purchases that you get to keep them.
Yeah.
And they're never going to ask for them back. And you'll be like, I still got these dick pics because they ain't want to tell nobody
That's right.
that they got 92 dick pics on
Now
their
he's
phone.
a
Yes, sir.
schmeat connoisseur.
Yes, sir, but not with my money. Other people's money.
Other people's money.
Yeah.
But no, the first episode good. I I was in. I didn't think I would be, and I thought, God damn it, I'm gonna have to watch something else. Which I haven't watched anything I haven't liked so far. Last Dance was good. Wrestling thing was good. You know, Tower of God has been phenomenal, and I've been about it. I got a Crunchyroll subscription now, $7.99 a month. I have watched nothing else on it for whatever reason, but I guess I'll pay $8 in the off season to keep supporting Tower of God. So
Yes,
fuck
sir.
it. But yeah, episode 1, fantastic, got me pulled in, and I really do like how at the end of every episode, and I know this is indicative of like a lot of different TV shows or, you know, cliffhangers or whatever, but I really do feel like they give just enough of the introduction to the next episode at the end of the current episode to make sure that you come back. Like, there's a lot of episodes and shit that don't do a good job, or shows in general that don't do a good job of making me feel interested at the end of an episode. Like, I can go a week or 2 or 3 and not have watched it since we can stream everything now. But Tower of God, every single time, I was like, what in the fuck is going to happen, you know, next week? I have to go watch it. So, fantastic.
They also do a really good job introducing some people's backstory as soon as they give them time. Like, as soon as they want to give you the backstory, they do a really good job giving you all that information, and then you start reflecting on why this person's acting this way.
Except Rack. We don't know nothing about him,
Well,
but he's
yeah,
beautiful.
They haven't said anything yet, but like one of the key things that the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you not only do you meet Rack, but you also meet Kun.
Kun?
Is it Kun? Or
It's
Kun?
Kun, I think.
It's Kun. It's not pronounced Kun.
Kun too, but I'll check.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure
Kun.
We looked it up last time, and the only thing that said Kun was the same thing that mispronounced
it
everybody's.
says
spelled
Kun,
Kun.
but I think it's pronounced.
It's spelled
It's
K-U-H-N. K-H-U-N.
H-U-N.
But I think it's Kun.
It's Kun.
Okay. Well, we'll find out here. But same for Jamie. He's gonna find Kun like I did, C-O-O-N. I was like, that's not his name at all.
Oh.
They got this dude with a blue earring, the Kun, and he's walking around and just like, oh fuck, like you can't.
Yeah, you can't say
ooh.
that. We better put the K-H-U-N on there so people don't know what we're talking about.
Every time we bring it up on the YouTube video, we're like Kun, and then it just splashes on the screen
This is-
spelled
no.
the right way.
No.
But yeah, you do meet Kun. Or we'll find out how you say it here in a second.
Well, so there's like, it says both actually. Like they have it, you know how they do the
Yeah.
Wikipedia. It has it Kun as one, and then it has Kun next to it.
Well, how
as
do they
well.
spell Kun?
There's they have K-U-N, and then they have K-U-H or K-H-U-N.
K-U-N is Kun, not
yeah,
Kun.
but they also have K-H-U-N right next to it as a
Yeah,
different
still sounds
spelling.
like
That's
Kun.
still Kun.
It's probably
Kun.
still Kun.
Okay, there
Okay.
you go.
Kun
Kun.
would have to have.
And I like that anyway, so it sounds
Yeah.
really close to cunt, and I love saying cunt.
That's fair.
Yeah. So you do mean Kun.
Kun.
Okay.
Kun. Good.
You do meet Kun, and so interesting enough, this dude is the baddest bitch of all time. I know he's supposed to be a dude, but later,
he cute.
Yo, yeah.
It's because he's got white hair, and if we've learned anything, you got white hair, you A1 no matter what.
That is fair. We did resolve that.
Oh,
We
okay.
realized that if
Well,
you got
that-
white hair, you are A1.
Well, that makes sense to me because I was like, well, hold on, what are we doing here? I had a question
Now that
myself
I'm thinking
a little
about
bit.
it, hold on, wait a minute. Sephiroth, pretty. Jin from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, stupid pretty.
Uh-huh.
Kun, real pretty. Yeah, it's true. Pans out 100%.
What about Maximilian?
Pegasus?
Yes, sir.
Pretty.
Banger. See?
Super pretty. If they were all FM boy hooters, they get good tips.
Yep.
They
Yes,
get-
sir.
yeah.
Like solid 20 and
Yeah,
my
no
number.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. Is that acceptable? Can you leave your number after?
No.
No?
No.
Just leave your money and keep
Just
moving?
leave your money, keep it
No
moving.
eye contact?
Not at all.
Damn, that sucks, bro.
You only there to see cheeks and bulge. That's it, bro. Get
Well,
up.
no, in thighs. What?
Oh, in the
bro.
thighs. You're right, you're right,
All right,
you're
cool. But you do meet Kun, and you also meet Rack. This again, it's a team deathmatch. Well, no, it's a free for all deathmatch. And then after it's all said and done, to get to 200, then you have to actually team up with teams of 3. So then it ends up being Rack, Kun, and Bam in one team, and you see other people that you meet throughout the deathmatch as well. But we're gonna focus on those 3 for right now. After the episode is over, they go into the next thing, and Bam is talking about how like, hey, have y'all seen this bitch Rachel? She blonde, she real pretty. I want to suck a whoa, hold on. Whoa. I want to suck her coochie. Is what I wanted to say.
Sure it was,
That's
bud.
what I wanted to say.
Although, for all we know, Rachel
Sure,
has a
but-
huge dick.
She probably
The
got
way
some
she
massive
acts.
shit.
Actually, no, she got a stingy pussy. I don't know why you want to say I'm so mad at that bitch. Anyways, so
That's why they got to keep her in the water all the time.
yeah,
fair.
that
That's
makes
fair.
sense. But so Kun is like, man, why this nigga always talk about this bitch Rachel, man? Like, what the fuck? And then you find out his backstory is that he's depressed or he's sad. The reason why you see he has a very straight face, he doesn't show a lot of emotion usually. The reason why that is you find out that he believed in this one chick very similar to Bam. He really liked this chick, and she kind of let him on and was kind of like, yeah, you know, what did they call him? What was his nickname,
Simp.
Jamie? Start with an A, I believe.
Simp.
No, just simp or
Wasn't the chick he was into part of his family though?
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like
Boy,
his cousin or some shit, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
no, you gotta keep that bloodline pure.
That's fair.
I get it.
So,
They're gonna start looking less pretty at one point.
That
though.
is fair. They will have one finger by the end of this.
Well, what are you gonna do when they got white hair, one finger, and like half an eyeball,
And
and you're
blue
like, you know
eyes.
what?
Still pretty.
I'd still fuck them.
yes, sir. No limbs.
Oh,
Oh no! I'm glad we both. I was gonna say something real spicy, but I'm glad I did not.
that's fucked up. You hear the word no limbs, you're like, I got jokes. I got lots of jokes right now.
Keep the things on me. They don't. But
I don't know why this is completely off topic, and I always thought it was funny. I used to do a lot of like skits and shit with my friends in high school on YouTube. What did I say wrong there?
Nothing. Just keep
Nothing.
going. We're
I'm
waiting
ready.
for it.
I'm
Just waiting for the punchline.
bracing
No.
myself, bro.
No, it just makes me think it's the no limbs thing, and I don't know why. But there was one day that I said we just needed to film like a quick short, and it was this guy, and he just looks at this little kid. He's like, "Do you know why your parents died? It's because you touch yourself at night." And then he just looks up and he goes, "I don't have any hands."
Oh.
Yep, I know. That's just I just want to say it.
That's fair. You threw it out
We
there.
will cut
You know
this
what
shit
you
out.
play
Edit
tested?
at 51 minute.
I'm not editing anything.
You know what? He threw it out. He beta tested it. He realized it flopped, and he's good to go. We're
Yeah,
keeping it
now I
moving.
know. I'm market test. We'll see if we get any comments on, the
They're
kid
like,
can't.
I want to see that. They're like,
the kid
no. We'll
the
pay for
kid
that.
can't touch himself because he just got nubs, and you're like, oh, that's gold. And
Which is weird because, if
He
there's a
believes in
will,
himself,
yeah,
he can.
will
Yeah.
is a way. You can still make it happen. You
We
can
literally are talking about an
Hit it with the
an
chopsticks.
anime where if you believe it, you can make a what?
keep going, bro. Keep going.
No, you keep it moving. Keep it
No,
moving.
keep going. So you find out Kun's backstory, Kun. And the best part about it is that I love anime so much because really any show really you can say
is
this
the
about.
incest continue?
And it's not the incest.
That's why I like it.
It's not because of that, but they do a really good job as far as like relating real life issues. So you find out his backstory is essentially, long story short, this bitch played him, left him with nothing. He got shit out of his family. And like now he's just like,
Is you telling me your cousin played you?
Sounds like he played
Your
himself.
real life is weird,
Listen,
man.
He
I'm
walked
just
into a
telling-
game there was no winner in.
listen, I'm just telling you what his story was. So he got his fucking blood sucked essentially and left for nothing. And then he's just fucking like sitting there just kind of going through it. And it kind of shows you like when you go through like a bad breakup or you really give yourself into anything and it ends up being really toxic, it kind of changes you and you kind of see that reflection in him. So he has his issues that he goes through. And also not only did he have that PTSD, but he also had like his mom being a controlling bitch and called him like a fucking idiot and a loser and that you can't trust people. So he has all this stuff that he's battling. And then he sees Bomb and he's like, now I understand why, like, I find you so interesting because you're chasing a woman like I was chasing a woman. And I don't want to have you go through the hurt that I went through. And I want to protect the innocence in your eyes is what he says essentially the entire time. Like, I hope we can get you to Rachel. Like his thing is like, I hope we get you to Rachel. I hope you can, you can live your happily ever after. Cause I didn't. It's what a lot of like his inner battle that you see. And again, another person that finds Bomb pretty essentially is willing to do whatever the fuck he's anything for this man.
More little story. If you look good, everything's gonna be all right.
Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine. Just try whatever you want to. Somebody got you. Only pretty people. Uggos, you got a harder road.
God damn it. Terrible life lesson, but unfortunately, it's one of those that you're
We're
like,
good.
Listen, listen. The Kardashian family didn't get their billions until they got all that plastic surgery. Is all I gotta
fair.
say.
they didn't get
Especially
their billies
Kylie.
till Kim laid down.
Who?
So
What? Anyways, and then so the spiciest thing that Conan just says at that point, he turns around to Bomb and he's like, "So why did Rachel leave you and climb the tower by herself?" And Bomb was like, "Cuz nigga, like why you asking these questions? I don't understand why you
That's
asking
what the
me."
subtitle said.
Yeah, it's just like that. And he's like, "I'm just curious," and then it hits him like, okay, so he's dealing with a stink ass bitch like I did, so now I gotta help him.
Man, if they had said it, I swear to God.
if they
I
would have
want
called her
my
a stink ass
subtitles
bitch
like
right there,
this.
I should
done.
do subs from now on.
you
Like,
should
just
do
let me do the
subs.
subs for anime, and I got you. And then my favorite part of this episode was the balloon nigga that comes out of nowhere. So as the episode is going on, you find out after they beat like the whole 200 thing, and they actually went through another trial as well. So the one thing about this show is that every single episode they're going through some sort of trial to kind of prove that they're able to conquer the tower, right? So they're trying to weed out the weaklings and then let people that actually have a chance go at the tower, because it's so dangerous that they don't want to waste their time with just like dealing with like dead people all the time, you know people that are comparable. So there's a balloon guy that comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, you guys want a tip on this this thing here?
No.
And then he's like, what the fuck? Where do you come from, balloon ass nigga? And and the balloon nigga's like, well, did you notice the thing going on? And they were like, I don't give a fuck what you guys say. And Bomb's like, nah, go tell me, balloon man. I'm here to help you. And he's like, well, if you solve the problem before 5 minutes, seems like people will get the pass.
No,
if you wait,
he was talking about the people screaming was only after 5
Yeah, he was saying
minutes.
the no test
Right,
is
but
taking
that's-
longer than 5 minutes.
right.
It's like anybody after 5 minutes starts screaming and they don't pass. And they're like, this can't be real information. You trying to set us up. And yeah.
Exactly that. And you're like, what? Balloon ass nigga, what the fuck coming with that bullshit? Bombers all like, yeah, no, that makes total sense. Thanks for telling me. And Coon's like, no, don't trust nobody. Fuck bitches. Fuck balloon niggas. I don't got time for none of that.
I mean, he does operate on a tried and true colloquialism. No new friends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No new friends.
Which is interesting because he just met 2 new friends.
That is super fair.
He was forced to have 2 partners.
Yeah.
He didn't meet no new friends. They said, you can't come if you don't bring 2 people.
Yeah, but they're still friends. He could have just been
they
like, I'm
they
cool.
did become friends, so he did make new friends.
But they ain't friends when he's talking about it.
At that
They're
moment,
not friends
they're
yet.
teammates. Yeah, they're teammates.
I've been on a lot of teams, and those people were not my friends.
That's you.
That's you. You terrible. Obviously.
I'm a great teammate. All my teammates are my best friends immediately. We on the same team. We brothers immediately. That's how I rock. But anyway, he's like, nah, I don't believe you, no balloon ass nigga. And he's like, well, that would make sense. Coon from whatever family. What Jamie, look up whatever family is part of.
So the Kun family is actually the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's what I keep calling it. His actual name is Agnes.
What?
So it's Agnes. It's because you know how in Japan
You
it's
just
called
spoiled
backwards.
everything
Big
for
spoiler.
us.
Also, what
They
a
didn't
bitch
talk about
name.
that in the
Yeah, they
show
do.
at
They
all.
call him when you kept
I
saying.
don't
they,
think it's Agnes
No,
or something
remember
else,
you
though.
said they call him an A name. They call
Yeah.
him Aguero.
Yeah,
but that's his middle name.
Well, yeah, but we didn't know the Agnes thing.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
a
know
lot, Jamie.
Agnes was his name. Spoiler.
Aguero was
Now
what
I
I
can't
wanted.
watch it. Now I can never watch it again because I know his name.
Also, what kind of bum ass name is that?
Agnes.
Yeah, what the
Jeez.
fuck?
That's the name
Wait a
of
minute.
Agnes-
Does that mean that
Agnes
he's a bitch?
Aguero.
Because that'd be the greatest.
No, he's no.
That would have been a wild twist.
Is it Aguero or is it Agnes?
Agnes Aguero Kun.
Okay, Agnes. What is it again?
Agnes
Agnes?
Aguero Kun.
Okay, Agnes Aguero cunt. Got it. So anyways, he goes through the episode, and so he has these trust issues, and then Rax fucking don't give a fuck. So they go into the actual. Damn, we're going forever in this episode 3. He goes into the room. He's like, all right, so you got to pass this within 10 minutes. You have to pick a door. You have to pick the right door, and you only get one chance to open a door before you pass or fail. If you fail, you go into a pool full of fucking, what is it, like spears and dicks? Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
just something terrible.
say dicks.
Yeah, but they look
Dicks
in,
are not terrible.
yes,
Plenty
they
of
are.
people out there like dicks.
Oh yeah, of course.
2020.
All dicks matter. No,
Not all dicks matter.
dick matters.
That's it. That's the only one.
Okay.
That's it, bro.
All right.
No. Just white dicks don't matter.
That's fair.
No, I don't know
that's
about
fine.
that.
Yeah.
That seems
You're
better.
right. That's fine.
Okay.
White dicks don't matter.
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay. All right.
Keep that in.
Cool. Oh man, please edit this out.
I love every time you guys say that because then I edit none of it out.
Yeah.
If you left it alone and I was like, this shit don't hit, I'm going to just take this joke out. But every time you're like, edit it out, I'm like, nah, the people need to hear that white dicks don't matter.
man.
Ooh.
Anyways,
It do sound real bad.
it's not awful. So he goes through the thing, and then so he's having issues, trust issues, and he's actually going through the thing. The time starts, and he's trying to go through like, all right, so what logically can I do here? And he's going through it, and the time's ticking, and then all of a sudden, it's about 4 minutes in, and fucking Kun is freaking the fuck out, and then Rack's like, I ain't got time for this, and he Sparta kicks open the door, and then he's like, all right, that's a good door, thanks. And the Kun's like, wait a minute, Rack, how did you know to open that door? And he says, instinct. All cool, just like that. And I was like, fucking Rack's my nigga, man. I don't give a fuck. And he's like, what? That don't make no sense. And then so he asked the guy, like, hey, what's going on with this test? It don't make no sense. He's like, oh, you just had to open the door within 5 minutes. And he's like, what?
Don't
No way.
overthink shit.
Yep.
And Rack just, and then he just runs through the door and then it's over.
And he says, like, yeah, follow me, Rack the genius. He gives you gold.
My favorite thing about Rack is that he calls everybody turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, you got Black Turtle
Black
because
Turtle.
Bam wears a black shirt. You got Blue Turtle because Coon wears a fucking blue earring, and then everybody else is just turtles. They don't even get a color. They're just fucking turtles. But I'm gonna speed this up a little bit so we aren't here for 3.5 hours. So after they go through that door, then they basically all get into this like little school area where they have to pick, where they get separated into different classes. So you have like the fisherman, the spear bearer, the light bearer, wave controller, and scout. So you have the 5 different things. And wave controller, really quick, and this is incredibly important, is this thing called Shinsu, which is the water that we were talking about, is basically the power that they get.
Or the power that drives the world.
Mana, ether.
And you have to be, the more powerful you are, the better you can control it and the more shit you can do. So they basically go to start testing everybody to see, who's going to make it. They're like, hey, this is what you look like you should be doing. Go do this. And then they have to fight against like 5 other people to figure out if they can pass in, like they can be the representative of that class. And that's like, 4 episodes long, right?
Kind of, sort of. The crown gate happened before that too. That's really important.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So I shouldn't have talked.
Okay.
Much like every other time I talk. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Cool. But continue. The crown game is really dope. It's like 2.5 episodes. But after that is what Xavier's talking about.
I am talking about after that. The crown game, I mean, it's cool. Like, it's really fucking awesome to watch because...
But you find out that Rachel is there and shit. That's cool.
I was about to say,
the
that
crown
seems
game
pretty...
is pivotal. It's pivotal. Let's circle back to that. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
No. Let's talk about the crown game. And then we'll speed it up past the crown game because I should have just not talked yet.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
So crown game, go.
Yeah.
Explain the crown game.
You in it.
Yeah,
you
got it.
I got to explain the crown game?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh,
you got the talk stick.
So after Rack the Genius takes them through the door, they basically get the opportunity to... I don't even remember why they started playing the crown game.
It was a bonus game to try to give them an advantage for the next one.
Really? I remember
it was so they can get Rachel's team.
Yeah, because Rachel's team, Rachel, big silent guy.
The guy
they killed everybody.
Yeah.
Their team was like, hey, we got to have 200 people. And he's like, oh, my bad.
And he killed
everybody.
So they just, they wanted to find a way to get that team integrated in with the other test people. What did they get, though, if they won?
They got to skip the majority of the other...
Of the classroom tests and everything. Yeah, so basically what happens is, and I skipped over it all, so now I just sound like an idiot. But basically what happens is we find out Rachel's alive, and she's with these 2 other people. One of them actually ends up being another princess of Jihad.
In Dorsey, the bayest bay in Baytown.
I just want to suck on her horn, bro.
I didn't know she had a horn until almost the last episode, because D-Mark looks at me and goes, we were over here watching it one night after the cast, and... we were watching like the new episode and he's like, man, that horn, bro. And I'm like, what fucking horn? So on his laptop, he points out the horn that she has. I'm like, I don't think we got the same Crunchyroll, bro. And so
mom be having extra body parts. The algorithm, no.
Yep.
Every thigh on my Crunchyroll, thick
as hell. Let's go.
Turkey legs.
I got nothing but like stick figures. And I look back at that. I do
Everybody
see her
got
horn.
wagons.
But
every Rack got the wagoniest wagon.
Got that donk.
He squats 9,000
You got
pounds.
a dope truck on mine, man.
Need it.
But yeah.
Also,
so
the pivotal moment in the crown game. I have to mention this. Kun?
No, I got the floor. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see
Okay.
if for once I can explain something.
I got you.
And not fuck it up.
All right, cool.
I'm 0 for 8.
All right,
I
cool.
think. But I did forget about that, so thank you for reminding me
I
about
got you.
it.
I was like, so after he kicks that door, he goes into like 6 episodes later. I was like, what the fuck?
But okay, so anyway, so they ask the people if they want to participate in the bonus game. Not everybody has to participate, but the rules of the game are there's a big throne in the middle of a room and there's a crown on top of it. So there's like 5 rounds or whatever. So you can choose which round you want to exit your pin in. And so the very first round, only 2 teams go out. And then the first team's sitting there and they've got the crown and everything. And everybody's strategy is like, well, we'll just wait till the end. So that way, when we win, we only have to hold the crown for 1 round instead of like 4 rounds or whatever. So it just basically progresses through that. And you get to see some really cool battle scenes and some shit like that. And then
you can't leave the throne. After
whoever has the crown can't leave the throne. So 3 people go out on one team. 2 people have to defend their person on the throne because that person can only defend the throne. They can't jump off and help their team out. So after Rack, Bam, and all of them go out, Bam actually has the crown and he's sitting on the throne. And then you see Rachel and her squad come out. Did Kun already do his cool shit before they come out?
Right before.
Right before. Kun has a backpack that he can duplicate millions of things.
He
in.
has a satchel.
Oh, a man purse.
And man was literally in his bag. You know the expression like,
man
oh,
in
he
the
was in his bag?
He pulled 3 motherfuckers out of this bag that he had been carrying around with him since the beginning of the game because he's like, I needed people that were going to have my back and they were just going to be happy to get through the fucking gate. So he pulled 3 people out. They have the crown. Then Rachel and her squad come in, and now Rachel's with Bam and everybody.
But you missed the most important part of this entire crown game. Kun puts his hair up, and my God, when you put his hair up, I had a question everything about my life. I was like, why is this man so goddamn sexy? I just could not. I could not handle
It was
myself.
tough, bro. Like he put his hair up. I was like, that's it, bro.
That's
it.
son.
I get it.
I'm telling you, he's like, hold up. He was like, hold up, daddy, I got you. And I was like, hold on now. Hold on now.
I feel like the way that I tell these stories, because I remember parts so badly, have not been as fun. So what I'm going to say is,
No, you
I
got it.
concede they had the crown game. Nobody wins the crown game. Nobody wins it because Rachel, but see, something else really important happened. I told her I was going to pass right over it. So nobody wins the crown game because Rachel walks out and she looks at Bam and she's like, we're not going to take the crown from you. And he's like, oh, Rachel's back. And then all of a sudden, this chick comes out with this fucking like cane thing that's got a big, I don't know, that big ball on the end of it. And she's going to fucking smoke Rachel in the face and Bam jumps in front of her and gets whacked in the head with it.
And then music happens.
Perfect.
I got you.
And then basically the Shinsu is all blue. It looks like water and everything. But then Bam gets pissed because he thinks they're going to kill Rachel. And he explodes in this big orange wave of everything, knocks this bitch's eye out who attacked Rachel. And they're like, oh my God, he's got a lot of power. And that's how he became a wave caster.
Sir, holding it down.
Also, one very important character is introduced with the most ballerness, LaRoe. Dude's
stay
just be sleeping the whole time, and apparently, when he wake up, it's like a sleeping giant. He just wake up and like, oh, y'all need me to. He's if for all our anime watchers, you ever watch Seven Deadly Sins? He's like Escanor, where you're like, what? Every time Escanor come out, he just win everything. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of being just that, like, just the biggest schmeat dude in the room?
You can't swing it around.
Right, and he can't swing it around. Like, LaRoe's just like, hey, I need to take a nap. I'm like, okay, we need to win real quick. He wakes up like, got you, bing, 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 and then like go ahead, goes right back to sleep. Like, it's crazy.
My favorite quote after the crown game. So they try to fight what's her face and she's going nuts. The chick with the green April. Anik.
Anik.
Yeah.
The lizard
So
bitch.
they're getting their ass whooped by this bitch, and he's like, "Oh damn, did I attack her too early?" And then the other two was like, "Oh no, we gotta go." And they start leaving. He's like, "What are you doing? You can't run." She was like, I've ran 1,000 times. I'd much rather run than fucking die in a game that's just for fucking bonus. He's like, that's terrible. Like legit, he's like, I don't want to run. I only win. What's going on here?
He said,
I love it.
But he won't get out of his sleeping bag, so they just drag his ass.
Right.
And they're like,
Either
you're
wins-
disqualified. And he's like, I'm going to go back to bed.
Yeah, it's only dubs or naps. That's
Right.
it.
He said, I've never experienced an L.
He looks like, that old thing from the 80s, like the glowworm. The baby doll glowworm thing.
Yeah,
he
he
looks
does
exactly
look
like
like a
He looks
glowworm.
he just looks like he's a fucking glowworm
I still own
doll.
one of those.
Do you?
They don't work, but I still own
What
it.
is that? I don't even know what it
The
is.
little glow with the little like Cabbage Patch head.
It looks like he's in
Glowworm.
like a pea
It's
pod
frightening.
thing.
It's terrifying now.
It's-
that I'm
What
older.
does it T-pose also? Or?
Yeah, it T-poses.
Oh, okay.
He T-posing. He'll
Jamie, bring that shit up.
Jamie, show him a picture.
I've never seen that in my life.
What?
That is like
that's
nightmare
LaRoe.
fuel. I mean, yeah, it
That's what
fits. Yeah, it definitely fits. That's nightmare material. You have one of those in your house?
Yeah, bro. Remind me.
People bought
it remind me
Furbies.
to sleep with one eye open, bro. That's
It
the
makes
message
sense.
you get. Like, hey, it might be coming
If
for
you
me.
stay ready, you don't got to get
Yeah,
ready,
you
bro.
stay
That's
ready,
what the
don't get
glowworm
ready.
taught you. Be like, I'm only half asleep, bro. Ain't nobody coming in.
It's a constant reminder.
Jeez. So after the crown game, they separate everybody, and now you can.
No, I already fucked it up.
No,
I
go ahead.
try to redeem myself by going back and terribly telling the crown story, forgetting 5 more things.
Yeah.
And then they go to school and they eat at a cafeteria, and Rachel is a bitch, so she has to eat rotten apples.
Right. And Rack loves chocolate bars.
Which Kun can make infinite of,
in
which
his
was great
bag.
because he kept bribing him with chocolate bars early on in the show. And then once you realize that he can just duplicate whatever the fuck he wants when he throws it in his bag. And then Rack's like, wait, I can have as many chocolate bars as I want. And he's like, shut up, alligator. He's like, fuck you, blue turtle. And then he just, only way they can.
Why did it become small? I remember after the Crown game. Was it after the Crown game?
It
where
wasn't,
became really small?
no. So what happens is they do all their classroom shit before they go do like the big tests, like the final exams. And Rack passed his class so exceptionally well that he didn't have to participate in the last 2 finals or whatever.
Yeah, both spear guys.
Yeah, and he was just walking up to the blonde motherfucker who drinks all the cafe latte shit, and he's like, "Oh, you're very small," and then he just looks at him and goes, "Hmm," and then you just see Rack shrink down to like fucking fun size candy bar size, and he goes.
And his head does not change size.
That's
like-
the best
that's
part.
the
The
best
head's staying the same size.
He's like
statue.
Scrappy-Doo.
I need a statue of that.
Yep.
Scrappy Doo from fucking
Scooby-Doo. Yeah, he looks just like
when
Scrappy
they,
Doo.
well, the movie when they
Oh, they shrink him. Yeah, they do.
they
shrink
shrunk
him. I forgot.
everything. They shrunk everything but his head, and that's
Yep.
exactly what Rack looks like after they shrink him. But then he goes back big the next episode, and nobody tells you why.
Because anime.
Well, yeah,
It's a
that's what-
temporary thing, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I looked it up as we were doing it. It was a temporary thing. Like they don't.
but they don't tell you that.
They don't. But
They're just like,
'cause
you called
anime.
me small, now you small, and then he just laughs at him and walks away.
He was so mad about being small too. I love that he was stomping around.
It was adorable. I need a plushie.
Yeah, I need like a pop or something.
Yeah, I need
If they
something.
actually came out with like fun size plushie Rack, fucking, I'm filling
it's
this
over.
couch.
We're in there.
This couch will be full.
what?
We'll all have our own
What?
plushie Rack.
Oh.
You just sit on rack.
No, he sits next to us,
Oh, that makes sense.
and we love
But
him. Like
why would you give her to the couch though? Where would we sit?
no, I'm filling the couch, not replacing it.
You're filling the couch with rack.
I'm just gonna put a bunch of Rack all over the couch.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm dying over. That sounds hilarious.
Okay.
I'm confused.
gross, bro.
You ever
We
see
out there.
those? You ever see those people who are like, I love Pokemon, and then their whole bed is full of Pokemon? Our couch would just be full of Rack.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was
I
trying
need
to say.
racks. Oh, what?
What?
It
What
exists.
is-
how
For
much is
everybody
it?
Find
Yo,
find
here's
the
my
price.
money right now. What is that?
How much
Bring
is
it
that?
Up. What is that? Bring it up. Just tell us right now. I'm freaking the
You
fuck
can
out.
give me all the viruses you need to, bro.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take viruses for that thing.
I need it.
Out of stock.
What?
Dang,
What the fuck?
cold-blooded.
How
What?
much? How
It's
much?
a webtoon figure, so I'm pretty sure you just have to get it from their site.
How much was it? And don't say out of stock again.
Yeah, I'll beat your ass never in your life. I'll go on eBay right now, spend a rack. I don't give a fuck.
Spin a rack.
Spin a rack
on
for
a
a
rack.
rack. Hey.
Another thing that you kind of glossed over is that in one of the final, or not even the final, but one of the trials that they go through, Anik and the other princes of Jihad actually get into a fight, and as they're fighting, you kind of find out a little bit more of Anik's backstory, and you find out that her mom was one of the original princesses, but she decided like, fuck being a princess. I want to like have this nigga.
I need SCHMEAT.
Yeah,
Because they're not allowed to.
But they're not allowed to
get
have kids.
SCHMEAT.
yeah.
No. Are they not allowed to get Schmeat, or are they not allowed to have
They
kids?
can't have-
Everything.
they can get
can't
Schmeat.
have relationships or nothing.
They can get no SCHMEAT.
No
They
penis.
vegetarians.
So she was like, nah, I just want to marry this cook and live like a regular life. And they're like, what? What? You are a princess.
You throw hands all day.
You throw hands. You have this green April. That's it. That's all you need. He's like, nah, I need Schmeat too. That's what she said.
like, you ever had SCHMEAT? No.
You ever?
She said, me neither. I'm trying to see what it's like. I've been a princess too long.
She was
Just
like,
wait.
that baker got that Schmeaty
Right, she
Schmeat.
got to take. She looked up. Like,
They got
oh,
them
they,
buns, bro.
right. She was like, oh, are you carrying baguettes? And he's like, She's like, oh,
I got the sausage too.
I gotta see.
Yeah, whatever you need, girl. But then the best part too is that, and this actually low key killed me. In that backstory, you find out that her mom was kind of ostracized and exiled for her decision making, but they never forgot. And they wanted to actually kill her for those things. But apparently, like any sort of marriage or any relationship, they were having some issues, and they would yell. But so the mom would take Anik aside, and she's like, "Hey, look, I'm so sorry I had to witness us getting into fights." And then she says, "No, I love it when you guys fight." Which a lot of you guys, if you guys have kids, will probably be like, "What the fuck?" Right? Like, no, I like it when you guys fight, because whenever you guys do fight, my dad makes the best pot pies. And like, nigga, that shit killed me. I was
dying.
damn.
I was dying. I literally was like, she playing chess.
Yeah.
She was like, hey.
Like, yeah, fight some more.
That's like those kids that are like, I don't care if you get divorced. I get two
I got two-
Christmases.
yeah, two
I got
Christmases.
2 birthdays. I got 2 Thanksgivings.
Now I get 2 Xboxes and 2 PS4s.
And Anik's out here being like, usually I gotta eat dirt, but when y'all fight,
right.
I gotta eat these Popeyes, bro.
It was great, bro. Like it killed me because, like, again, anime relating to like real life shit, like people that have been through like split homes and split houses or been part of like domestic violence or domestic disputes or any of that stuff, it kind of ties to that, makes you relate to the anime or makes you more immersed in the story that you're reading because it's giving you real life stuff to kind of relate to.
But I never got pot pies when my parents fought.
No, I
I
usually
just got bruises.
yeah.
All right, we'll edit out the laughter.
Yeah, no. Leave that in there.
We'll just add.
Nah.
Wah, wah.
Trauma's hilarious. I know what y'all niggas talking about. Like every time I think about the shit that happens to me and I'm sad about it, I laugh so hard way after the fact.
Fair, bro.
Well, you just say weird shit to other people, and they look at you all like, "Oh, like that's terrible," and you're like, "Yep," and then you just keep going.
Yeah, you gotta laugh.
It was funny.
Or you'll cry.
It was funny if you were there.
Yeah, like if I don't laugh about it, I'll start crying like profusely. So it's one of the two. Like you get laughter, you get tears. But you find out that backstory, and you find out that they actually killed her mother, and then so she's revealing this stuff to her as they're fighting, and it's like, yeah, she got killed because you're not supposed to step out, and she said that she stepped out, and you find out the annex just in there. So another key thing is that you find out that she's not actually a prince of jihad. She's a daughter of a princess of jihad, but she inherited her green April. So she's just calling herself that because in turn, in theory, she should be the next one in line. But since she was kicked out of the kingdom or part of the princesses, and she doesn't get that title anymore.
That's actually going to be interesting. That's actually interesting to think about, honestly. So since they're not allowed to have children, I don't think the secession thing works. Like,
I didn't think about that.
Her being born into her position as a princess,
she's
not possible.
They want her dead. They try to kill her.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not possible.
But on the flip side, I think that's how she feels. Like I'm entitled to the title because I'm my mom's daughter.
Right.
And I'm using the green April. It was hers. It accepted me. So that's probably like her thing. Like I'm a princess. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And on top of all that, I'm gonna kill all you bitches because y'all killed my mom.
Yeah.
And then you find out about the other chick's backstory as well. Well, she gives a little bit more info. She doesn't give you all of her backstory at that moment in time. But that all happened that Xavier's trying to just, gloss over. That's
I wasn't
cool.
trying to. I was successfully doing it until you ruined it.
It is fair. He did successfully gloss over important details.
But it's all critical information.
I yelled spoiler alert, and then I tried not to spoil it for people.
Yeah.
So that was the trick. I was tricking them.
So now we've finally given a decent amount of information. You also find out that, Rachel comes out. Oh no, unfortunately not. Rachel then also goes into after the crown game and Bam fucking freaks the fuck out. Rachel goes into the room and it's like, hey, y'all niggas, I am Rachel. I know I said I wasn't, but like I am. And can you please tell Bam that I'm not Rachel?
My name is Michelle Light, which low key is the coolest fucking name.
It's really dope
on the faces of the planet.
Yeah,
I have expect Vince McMahon to come out of their shadows and be like,
I'm so mad. I'm mad. I literally was about to say, like, that sounds like a cool wrestling name. That's wild.
Michelle Light.
Fuck Sonya Blaze or whatever her name was. You just see Michelle Light.
Alundra Blaze.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, Sonya Blade is
that Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat.
That was close, guys.
Yeah, no,
they were both blondes that beat the shit out of people. So
Yeah.
I learned some things.
Yeah.
I knew about Mortal Kombat. I just fucked the names up.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, so Michelle Light also sounds like like Bud Light, Michelob Ultra. Just
no, it doesn't. Not at all.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh.
So anyways, he's like, hey, can you like tell him that like I'm Michelle Light and I'm not Rachel? And then Kuten's like, damn, this bitch shady as hell. Like he already peeked it out. And he's like, she's gonna fuck him like that bitch fucked me. So like now I'm with it. Like I don't want him to go through the heartbreak that I went through of being rejected. So I'm gonna tell him like I'm gonna go along with it, essentially. So he's like, he wakes up, he's like, hey, where's Rachel? And he's like, that wasn't Rachel, you was bugging. Like I don't know what to tell you. He's like, what? I saw her with my eyes. That was Rachel. And
nah,
he's
you
like,
geeking, bro.
Yeah, he was like, no,
he's like,
you bugging.
We
bro.
asked her. She said her name was
stupid.
fucking Michelle Light. So we don't know what was Rachel's last name. Was it Light? No. Okay, keep moving.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. He like, so you gotta leave her alone, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. You acting, weird. He was like, damn. So then Bam, it hits Bam. He's like, I know that's Rachel because obviously he's obsessed over this woman. He was able to identify her from. It seemed like 60 fucking yards away.
His simp vision was stupid strong.
Yeah, he was like, is that Rachel in that dark ass cave in the other room behind this big ass nigga?
With that cloak on where the only thing I can see is her bottom lip and her chin.
Bro, he been peeping game, bro. He said, bro, he was
That's
like,
how you know you obsessed.
Is that that's her fragrance? Like,
yeah, I smell that stink pussy anyway. Because that's what that bitch fucking stink pussy ass Rachel.
He thinks it smells good. We know it stinks.
Yeah, we know it stink.
I love that fragrance.
We know it's
Roses
dirty.
really smell like do.
That's what her pussy smell like.
Yeah.
Bad. Anyways, so as you can see, Rachel's been a fucking bitch this entire time. Like, oh, and you know what? Kind of the call back to this. The entire time, anytime anyone asks Bam, what do you want? Like, what do you want out of the tower? What do you want? All his answers ever been, he's like, I don't give a fuck about the tower. I only care about Rachel. That's it. I just want to be by Rachel's side. That's it. That's all he's been saying. And this bitch the entire time has been like, you know what? I'm not fucking with it. And you, interestingly enough, I started thinking about this. You know what's the most unattractive shit ever? Somebody fucking being all over you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bam did it to himself. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes simps.
Nope.
They only like simps if you give them money. And they don't got money in this world. So she was like, "Where are my simp
they
coins?"
get points.
Oh, right. But
They
he
do
didn't give
get
him
credits.
See, if he had given him some of his simp
Then
coins,
she wouldn't have to eat those
she'd have been
dirty
fine.
butthole
Right.
apples.
But I will say this. Think about it. So this chick found some kid that lived underground.
No,
That
he
never-
just shows that she didn't find him. He
I'm-
disappeared, right?
No,
Like, that's a big
no,
thing. Like, he came out of nowhere.
Think
Yeah,
about
he
it from
came
the
out, but he's
eyes,
saying from her eyes,
from her perspective,
Oh.
and think about it from the
She'll
way
know.
that is right, the way
Okay.
that it's played out in the story. So he's some chick, he's some dude that's underwater or under fucking ground.
Underground, yeah.
He's chipping his way out, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you? What are you doing down there?" He's like, I don't even know who the fuck I am." She's like, "Whoa, I can't just like ignore this nigga. He don't even know. He has amnesia." So any regular person,
And he's cute.
probably so, because apparently he had that schmeaty
I was
schmeat.
about to say, you know, she probably saw a schmeat.
Yeah, she
because he
saw
don't know
some
what the schmeat is.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just like, "Look at my things." Blink, blah, 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 blah.
Blink, blap, blap, blow is what his
like,
schmeat
yeah.
was doing. That's the sound.
He said, that schmeat, big, big, big. You know, so.
Bink, bink.
South Korean schmeat sounds.
South Koreans don't have schmeats at all. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, it's 2020.
No, everybody got schmeats. All my kings got schmeats, and all my females, all my queens got that buttery, gushy ass, wetty wet, grippity grip.
Oh, why butter?
Let's just keep
Yeah,
going.
keep going.
My bad,
I
my
do
bad.
like butter, though. Like, butter.
Everyone loves butter, bro. Just smooth.
Everything's better with butter.
Even pussy.
You couldn't even keep a straight face.
We gotta finish this episode, bro. Anyways, so any normal person is like, I'm not gonna leave this fucking nigga on the ground, like never seen a person. So she was being nice to him, and like the entire time she has been 100 with him. Like, listen, bro, I'm just trying to see the stars, man. I'm trying to climb this tower. So when you think about it from her perspective, she's been 100 from the beginning.
She's getting stalked. She's
Yeah.
getting relentlessly stalked. I thought about that. I literally was just like, I'm like, oh, you bitch. But then you start thinking about, like, imagine saying, hey, please leave me alone. And he's like, no.
Right.
No, you gonna take this love.
He started crying.
Right.
He'd be like, no, Rachel, please, no. And they're like, oh God.
So he's super clingy, which is unattractive. Fast forward.
But he got a schmeat and he cute. So anyways, and so she's been from the very beginning like, I don't want to be here. I'm trying to do this thing, and she leaves. And his stupid ass like, no, Rachel, you can't leave me, please. And opens the tower to go and chase this bitch. So
Simpery, heavy, bro.
heavy, 100% stalker. And he met two women off top that was like, yo, can I suck your dick? He's like, nope, I'm for Rachel. And it's like, what? Two bitches that actually want you. One is a princess and one is a fucking blade demon sexy god bitch. And you're like, nope, Rachel's the only bitch for me. I know she left my ass, but she's mine.
Old
But
Ted
if I find-
Mosby.
but if I
old
find
Ted
her again-
Mosby head ass. dude.
Ted Mosby.
Oh, I can't leave your ass alone. I need that ass exclusively, head ass. So I understand Rachel's 100%. Like, she's been 100% honest. Like, hey, leave me alone.
Rachel is a bitch. Get out of here.
I mean,
I'm
she's
getting
still
there,
terrible.
but I want to give our viewers some perspective, and also like women out there. If you have some dude that won't leave you alone, just tell his ass.
Push
hey,
him off a.
push
Push him out the boat
Push
and
him
hope
out the
he
boat.
drowns, bro.
Push him out the boat.
He won't get it. But anyway, so she goes into the room and is like, hey, Kun, like, just tell him I only exist. And he's like, you know what? Rachel's really going, and this is the one time he's like, you know, Rachel's really going out of her way to make it so I don't see her. I wonder why. And he's like, you know what? Nope. I just got to keep going, and I'm gonna take her ass back eventually. So they go through all these other trials and tribulations, and and as time goes on, everybody starts realizing that Bomb has like powers that are unexplainable. And he just has this natural charisma that people just want to help him. Probably because he's fucking pretty, that everybody's gone out of the way.
Attractive, everything works out.
Exactly. So everybody's like, I want to make sure that Bam gets all his dreams followed, because all he wants is to follow this one fucking stink pussy ass bitch, and she don't love him. So we got to be all that he needs, because that's all that he wants. And then so as time goes on, they go into a final battle. And there's this guy that's so desperate to actually make it through the tower, and he starts doing like kind of just simple math. Like there's only X amount of people left. These people failed, and if I want to make it, I know I'm not stronger than this person. So like I just gotta do it the other way. I gotta take this nigga out. So he's like, how can I get Bam out of here? His name LaRoe.
No, LaRoe is the G dude.
Yeah.
LaRoe is the glowworm.
Cabbage Patch glowworm.
Who's the Red Horn nigga?
I just call him Red Horn.
All right, so Red Horn is like, well, so the best part about this Red Horn dude is the entire time he's talking about like, Bam, yeah, you weak nigga, like you suck, blah blah blah. He's like, we got to help the weak niggas out here. And then like as time goes on, Bam just like shows that he's better than him every single way. He's like, what the fuck? Why is he better than me? I've been working so hard. I've been through all these things, all these trials. Please.
I love it. It teaches you that hard work means nothing if you're not pretty.
Not even talent. He's like,
If
no.
you got one horn and not two when you should have two, you ain't going nowhere.
Hey, so if you're not pretty, stop working hard.
Yep.
Just quit.
That's it.
Quit.
If somebody prettier than you is gonna come through and just be like,
Easily.
I got this.
Yep. It's gonna come through and be
A
pretty.
pretty
and get
person
help.
will come help you at some point, but if you're ugly and you try to succeed, no one will help you.
Facts. That's exactly the story this anime tells you. But he's like, all right, I gotta take matters into my own hands, and I'm I know that the bitch Rachel is actually Rachel, and I'm gonna try to kill this bitch, and I'm gonna leave him a note, and I'm gonna be like, hey yo, I got your bitch. If you don't want her to die, you gotta come find me. And then Baum, of course, is like, I knew that was that bitch Rachel. Let me go save her stupid ass. That's not what he says. He's just like,
I
oh my
hope
god, Rachel.
It is. Don't let him lie.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, Rachel, I gotta go back and help you out. And then so he gets there and he's kind of giving an ultimatum, like, hey, listen, bro, like I'm gonna be 100 with you, Red Horn nigga speaking right now. I'm gonna be 100 with you. You're in my way. You, for whatever reason, you don't belong here. Yo, old fucking too powerful head ass. So this is how I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna kill your bitch. Either you leave, or I'm gonna kill your bitch. One of the two. What are you gonna do? He's like, well, how about you want hands? He's like, nope, I'm gonna kill this bitch. This is what's gonna happen. And he stabs Rachel in the back. And Bam,
Poetic.
yeah, it's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
Oh, that's poetic. I just realized that.
I didn't
That's
even
spicy.
think about that. Fuck that bitch, bro.
And then all of a sudden too, like, so Rachel has had this like protector with her the entire time. And then this big red nigga, fucking scary as don't talk nothing. He's just big and swole.
He's about that action, boss.
That's it. That's all he's about. So him and Rock were the only two people that had passed right before this final test, so they weren't needed. All of a sudden, this nigga disappears when she dies, and he just looks up like, damn, my mom is calling, and just disappears.
Streetlights came on.
Gotta
Time to
go.
go
Like,
home.
exactly what happened. And then so Rachel's like dying, whatever, and Baum's like, no, Rachel, bitch, I just found you. How dare you try to leave me again? No, I gotta die too, because you like some Romeo and Juliet head ass shit happens. And then so they take her to the infirmary, they help her out, and then apparently Bam passed the test, his team passed the test because slick ass Kun, man,
He do too much. Like, the only thing I don't like about Kun, I love Kun, except for the fact that like you can't be this many steps ahead on everything, bro.
He's from a really special family where
get
you
it, but
fuck
he be-
each other and get superpowers.
I get it, but he'd be like, "Oh man, well, you know, like I bet you at the end of the series, he's gonna be like, ha, I knew you
From
was
the very
going.
beginning.
I knew that you was allergic to gluten. So 18 years ago, I planted a plant. So when you eat it, you gonna have to shit all day, and now you can't take the test. I'm like, damn, chess, not checkers.
Yep. As time goes on, you figure out that Kun is literally maybe like 17 steps ahead of everybody, and he's planning every single detail
Except Rachel.
except Rachel.
Yep, that bitch,
Bitch.
Rachel.
As time goes on, and feel free to jump in, anybody. As time goes on, they come to the final test. Like, all right, so you guys, unfortunately, so Bam gets hurt after all this in that fight with the Red Horn dude, and he's recovering. They say like, hey, you have a chance of passing, and he's like, well, what about Rachel? And they were like, well, she can't like walk, like so she got stabbed in the back and she's like crippled. He's like, oh no, but she has to like go up the test too. And they're like, well, unfortunately, sir, she's crippled, so she can't do no climbings whatsoever.
What lesson is there in that, Winnie?
That if you're
Allie?
handicapped, you don't get to climb anything, which makes sense.
Red Horn guy's name is Ho.
Oh, that
He
makes
is a
sense.
hoe.
Yeah, he was a hoe.
He a hoe.
Yeah.
That makes
Very
sense.
apt. Very apt.
We say handy capable, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, handy cable. There are no ramps in the tower, so that's why she couldn't climb it. And so
They weren't up to safety codes or whatever.
correct. Which
Ain't no OSHA in that world.
Yeah.
yeah.
They are OSHA. So.
So Bam's like, well, what if I just carry that bitch?
Like, you can't change the rules. And then all of a sudden, Kun's like, well, nope, I want to take the administrator's test. And they're like, well, you can't because you're not irregular. And the Bam's like, they told me I was an irregular. And he stands up and I'm like, I am an irregular. And they're like, oh, you overheard us.
That was
did
the
you?
big thing. That was the story, like the whole thing. Everybody's like, an irregular. I knew it. That's why the nigga's so strong. Everybody's like so shocked.
Yeah, well, I thought actually people knew.
I
then
was
The one
like,
guy did.
Who knew?
The guy administrating the test.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but I thought basically everybody else knew that he was an irregular. I don't know why I thought that. And then when
I
everybody
also
was
thought
like,
that, if that helps. I
Oh,
thought that, like,
okay.
when
Yeah.
he was like, I'm an irregular, and everybody's like, what? Like,
an irregular.
right, and I'm like, what? Yeah, but he don't know shit about the world. Like, imagine meeting a dude who don't
He
know
just
shit about
walks
shit.
up and they're just like,
You're like, oh,
"We've
he's just
been trying-
stupid. Like, you know,
We've been trying for 18 years to figure this out. And Bam is like, is this how you copy this master ranker's technique? And they're like, he's already mastered it. He only saw me do it one time.
he
And
saw it do it
nobody,
one time.
nobody was like, oh, he's an irregular. So then, yeah, Bam gets to go take, which it didn't even seem like that much of a test because that's where the episode ended, right? They're like, hey, go take this test. Go take the administrator's test.
Well, he said he has to go get permission from the guy, like the god in the tower.
From
essentially.
this
Yeah,
big
administrator.
sea dick thing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
wormy thing that he
a
killed.
bigger one.
no,
No,
it's big, bro.
yeah, this is
This-
humongous.
the eye was bigger than everything.
Oh, I just assumed it was the same guy. He just got swollen.
No, remember, he got blew up.
It was like the big, like
I watched plenty of people get blown up and tons of everything, and they come back.
what was
That's
that
fair.
one dragon where you got the big ass Dragon Balls from Super? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
the universe sized Dragon Balls,
I don't know his
I didn't
name.
watch Super.
the planet sized Dragon Balls, and it's like big ass dragon comes up, takes like it's as big as the entire universe. Well, he's like that big.
Call
That's
him
how
Baloo.
big. What?
Blue.
Okay, yeah. So Blue, he's as big as that nigga. So just to give you guys some perspective.
And then Bam's like, hey, can I please take the test so that Rachel can climb the tower with me? And then you find out that Rachel's a bitch.
Damn, is that how that went down? So anticlimactic?
No,
Wow,
I
wait.
just can't.
That's what he told her. He said, yeah, you can take the test. Rachel a bitch, though.
Just like that.
I
Bye.
don't know if I'm ready to reopen those wounds yet. I was pretty upset.
I feel you.
It was a week's worth of me just being like, what in the fuck did that bitch just do?
Yeah.
Soft.
So, all soft because we care about Bam. He pretty, bro.
He pretty as fuck.
He's
Not prettier than Kun, but Kun.
His eyes are better.
Yeah.
His eyes are.
Yeah, he
His
still has
eyes are-
love. He doesn't have the sadness in his eyes. Like he ain't been through no
And
sadness.
they're that cool like amber color, like John Hammond or little fucking fly
like
thing
a honey,
in Jurassic
like,
Park.
Yeah,
Yeah, the amber with the mosquito in it. Yeah.
We're pretty. But he's like, hey, so why do you want to climb the tower? And the guy was like, and then Bam was like, whatever. And then at the same time as the guy in the room is talking, the administrator of the test is also talking at the same time as freaking Rachel the fuck out. And then he's like, all right, he comes out of the room, and that's when Rachel and the guy was like, hey, so what'd he say? He was like, hey, he said that I can take the administrator test. And all of a sudden the music comes on. Bang! And that's how you know it's about to get real. Because as soon as the music come on, you're like, oh, okay.
You know something
It's gonna get spicy. So they take the administrator test, and then this is where shit goes crazy. So the whole thing is that they're supposed to wait for everyone else to do their part, and they're trying to help with the mating ritual or like the feeding ritual of this one
worm
sea creature. And as that's going on, there's like these weird things like trying to poke through like fucking sea sloths or whatever. Not sloths, slugs, land slugs.
I thought they were seals.
Or were they seals? They look like slugs.
You don't know what we're talking about?
the big slugs on the land. Yeah.
Oh, but the seals were the things that were trying to get to the water that they were trying to help get to the water, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So it's this elaborate ass thing that requires everyone to be doing their part. So you get you see all the mainstays kind of go around and trying to and the key portion about this too is that they all have to want to help Bomb. They all have to volunteer hey, yeah, we want to help him pass this test. And they all say yes because Bam's been sucking everybody's
And
dick.
if he fails, they fail, and they don't get to climb the tower. So
Correct.
it's either they all get to climb together, or nobody gets to climb it if they choose to help Bam.
Right. So they go through the whole thing, and they're like, hey, so Bam has to with Rachel, Bam has to wait for this creature to do its whole thing, get sucked into the creature, without any problems, and also you have to also have all these other things also happen for it all to go through, right? So Kun is on the outside, kind of orchestrating everything, making sure that everyone else is doing their part. The spears, everybody else doing their part. There's also a side battle that happens with the two princesses, and as well as this one monster thing that you kind of find out later, and you also find out what's her name is backstory. What's that bitch's name again? The princess?
Which one?
Not the green one, but the other one with the horn.
And Dorsey.
And Dorsey. You find out her backstory.
Bruh, did she murder? She murders everybody in her family so that she can just have as much shit as she wants.
Yeah, because she was, well, it wasn't anybody in her family. It was all the other princesses. Because she did not get any food. She didn't get any of the good food. And she was like, I want better food. And they were like, hey, the better you did, the better food you got. And she was like, well, if I'm the best or the only one, I get all the food that I want, right? And then she just murders all the other fucking princesses and just be like, all right, now I get all the food that I want. I don't have to worry about being hungry. It was the most gangster shit I've ever heard in my life.
Just go get it. She said, go and get it.
And then they get in a fight with
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right.
They get in a fight with those poop ball things from Yoshi's Island. Those things that if you touch them, the screen went all wobbly. That's what that dude. That's what that fucking dude looks like.
Oh, sheep ass nigga. I feel you.
Who has eyes in his mouth, but then another mouth inside of his mouth, and also all of the worms from Beetlejuice inside of his mouth. And he's a very complicated.
He's also got arms in there too. I was like, what?
Yeah, he has legs coming out of his poofball body, but then everything else comes out of the mouth, but that mouth is capable of actually talking.
Yeah, it's real weird.
So it really threw me off. It's like he ate somebody, and then that person is like, you can't digest me, and then is also, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was a great battle scene all together. And you also see the other princess finally shows up, the chick that in the very beginning that gives Bomb the Black March. And you find out she's like the baddest bitch of all time. She's
Easily.
like,
she's out there tanking. Like no troubles.
The poofball almost kills both the other princesses. And then Black March bitch walks up and she flicks him. She doesn't even flick him. She flicks from like 100 yards away and blows up all of the earth leading up to him, and then ends up squashing the shit out of him.
oh, so great. Like definitely one of the most impactful episodes. As far as like the fight scenes and stuff like that. And then, so the guy was like, hey, so like I know you try to kill me and shit. But I did send so there was this giant fucking monster thing that they were trying to fight that they were like, they thought like wasn't shit, but it actually was holding back the entire time, called the Bull. So he was like, hey, so then, the bull that you guys are having issues with, I sent that to Bam. So good luck. Because the Black March owner, the princess, she was like, where's Bam? I need some of that SCHMEAT. And they're like, oh, he's not here. We're helping him. He's doing something underwater. And that's when he's like, hey, actually, while you're speaking about that, I sent the bull over there. So fuck him. And they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And then fucking Bam is, so as that's happening, Bam's telling Rachel like, hey, are you okay? Are you, do you need me to rub your feet or like stroke your hair? Are you scared? And she's like, nigga, you underwater with like just me and like anything can happen. Why aren't you scared? And he was like, well, if I'm scared, then won't you be scared? Like real cool shit. But she was like, man, what a bitch. You can just see the look on his face like, man, what a little bitch ass nigga. Like, simp ass motherfucker.
What do you want from the tower? Just you?
Yeah.
Maybe the cafeteria.
Yeah. Oh, and he goes through the whole thing like, hey, the God thing asked me like, what did I want from the tower, or why do I want to climb the tower? And all I can think about was you and all my friends. And then all of a sudden I was outside. And she was like, man, what a bullshit ass story that was. And then so then the bull shows up and like starts giving them some of that work. And then she's like, oh my God, Bam, be careful. Oh no. And he's like, nah, I got this, bitch, don't worry. And beats this monster that's supposed to be like just difficult as shit and like barely makes it alive. He's like, Rachel, we finally made it. We about to get sucked into
as the light beam is coming out of the asshole of the giant jellyfish worm bitch that's supposed to eat them. It's sucking them down. Fucking
right. And then Mom's like, Rachel, we're about to make it. See, why I told you can trust me. I told you we'll make it. And she's like, Mom, yeah, you're so great. And then this bitch pushes him off the fucking thing.
Not just pushes him, she jumps up out the wheelchair because she's not crippled at all. She stands up and pushes him out of the boat. And he just sits there looking at her like, I can't believe you pushed me. And she's like, well,
no. When that happened,
he was thinking like, must have been an accident.
Dude, when that happened, my mouth just dropped. I was in shock. I'm like, what the fuck? That bitch, all he's ever wanted was to see your dreams. He wanted that bitch's dreams to come true, not his dreams. He said, fuck my dreams. He wanted your dreams to come true. And this bitch was like, no. I want my own dreams to come true on my own accord. Fuck you. You're too nice to me. Everyone likes you and they don't like me. I'm supposed to be the nigga that everybody likes. I'm supposed to be the one that has all the powers. I'm supposed to be the blah, blah, blah. And it's Bam. Everybody thinks Bam is so cute. Everybody thinks Bam is so great. And what about me, nigga? What about me? Is literally what she did the whole Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. What about me shit? And they go and call everything back. So you, in the beginning, you start thinking like, oh, Rachel got called to the tower and he's following her, right? And you get called back to the beginning, and the guy, the tower,
Head ass.
head ass was like, no, bitch. We didn't want your stupid ass.
We
were trying to
weren't
get
calling
bombed.
you. You were just on top of Bam when we called him, and we accidentally snatched your ass up. We don't need you here.
It was great. And then she was like, what? No, my whole dream is to be in the tower. Please, head ass, let me in. He's like, no, bitch, you're not ready for this. Watch. And he cloaks that bitch. And that's when like Bomb comes.
With a smidge of the Shinsu. Remember he was like, hey.
He covered that bitch
Yeah,
in the-
well, he put her in like who gave her a little taste of the Shinsu, and she started like dying. And
she
he
was,
was like,
"Ooh."
you ain't got it.
He's like,
Yeah.
you a weak bitch,
Yeah,
but
you
watch
weak.
this. He ain't weak.
Right. And she was like, no, please, I'll do anything. Please, I'll suck your dick. And he's like, oh, bitch, calm down. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. And then you see call back to Baum doing his thing. And then she sees like the whole interaction of Baum going through and like beating the whole sea monster and whatever. And then so all of a sudden, then she comes out of the cloak and she's like, what the fuck? Why does he get all the cool stuff? I'm the one that wants to see the stars. I'm the one that wants to do all this stuff. And he's like, no, you ugly bitch. You want to be the star, don't you? You want everything to be about you, don't you? You stupid hoe. And she was like, please help me. I want to see the stars so bad. Please. I'm not strong. He's like, well, I'll do you this one solid because it's interesting. I'll give you this big fucking red nigga. And you find out that the red guy is like her like one up.
Yeah, he gives her an extra life with the red guy. He says, hey, he's going to be your guardian, your protector, since you suck and you ass. But he's also your get out of jail free card.
If you die, you get one shot to die and come back, and then you get.
And then you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you find out she's like, yeah, she's just really mad about like, oh, Baum. Oh, everybody loves you. I'm supposed to be the star.
Hold on. You glossed over something.
Uh-oh.
You glossed over something.
Please correct me.
Before she gets old boy that is her one fucking, whatever, he
Yeah.
tells her, he goes, you can climb the tower, but in order to climb it, you have to kill Bam. He tells her that before they even send her out on her first mission.
Yeah. That's
So
true. I forgot
she
about that
has
part.
to agree because he's like, you have to kill him. And she's like, Bam. And he's like, yep, because he's like super powerful or whatever. So since you're so weak and you're bullshit and stinky ass pussy
Yeah,
and like
you
all
want
this
to do
other
anything,
shit.
huh? You want to do anything, or you kill Bam, the man who loves you, the man who wants to see you achieve his dream. And interestingly enough, you think back of the time where Dorsey was like, hey, whatever you're chasing after the tower, it better be worth more than him because he's willing to do anything for you. She even said like,
And in
I
the
want
back
that
of her
man.
head, she's like, I already agreed to kill this
That's-
motherfucker.
yeah.
So
And that's kind of honestly the funniest thing to me now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. He gave her a task that was like not that hard for her to want to do. He's like, this dude's he's all about you. You mad already. You jealous already. So why don't you just go kill him? Can you do that? And at first she's like, oh, such a hard choice. No, it's not. She already mad. She already wasn't chosen. Her only way to get up there is to kill. Like she has no other option. She wasn't chosen.
But
Right.
then when she tries to feel like some of this, she's like, and if I would have known that I was actually going to kill him, I wouldn't have been eating all those rotten ass apples. I'm like, bitch, you just told everybody, feel bad for me that I've been eating rotten apples for 2 months because I didn't know if I was going to be able to kill the dude that has done everything possible for me to be able to still make it up the tower. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The whole test was made for her because she couldn't go to the tower, and he was like, I'm gonna pass it, don't worry.
Because she don't know how to wash.
And she don't
Basic
know nothing.
hygiene. Now she's stinky and shit.
So overall, and so they explain the whole backstory, and then so Bam gets pushed down. She goes up, and everybody's like, "Where's Bam? Where's Bam?" And she was like, "Bam got taken out by the bull." And they was like, "No, my nigga, Bam." Now, Rachel, we got to make sure that
Who's
you
that?
go up the tower.
Who's that green dude with the hat on though? Who's like, but do we still pass though?
I love
Palmetto
it.
or something like that.
What's it? It's like starts with a P, right?
Yeah, it's Palm Grove.
Palm
Palm Olive.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's his
Jamie?
name.
Look up green guy with hat.
I think he was a spear guy, right?
He was a spear carrier, yeah.
Yeah.
Starts with a P. I know it starts with a P. I
Tots or
think.
pin?
Palmello.
But Rachel, so she's like, hey, Bam died. And everybody's like, oh, well, we were doing this all for Bam. So we love Bam so much.
We're gonna carry your ass up the tower.
This was Bam's dream. So now we're going to carry out Bam's dream and take you to the tower. And that bitch is like, cool.
She's just sitting there cheesing. She's just like, I don't even. And they still. And she gets. Oh, bro, when that worm like spit her up, and they're like Rachel. Nobody knows she ain't crippled. They all
No.
think she's crippled, so they're about to carry up her whole ass in that golden ass wheelchair up the tower.
Does she
Hold up.
pretend?
His name is Paracule.
Hercule.
Hercule, huh?
Yeah, okay.
I like Palm Olive better.
Or just call him Paul Wall. I like that better.
Paul Wall.
What it
Yeah.
do, baby? It's the Iceman Paul Wall. That's what you meant last week.
I know. I'm sad
Instead
about
of the whole Nelly part.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
It's still it's slap though.
It really do.
And we don't know if it was last week. It could have been last week. It could have been last month. We
whatever.
honestly have no idea.
Whenever we release that one.
But no, yeah, they still think she's paralyzed.
Do they? I couldn't remember that.
In the last scene,
information.
she's in the wheelchair
Is she?
when everyone Rack's like,
Nice.
we'll carry the Black Turtles lady up the tower.
Yeah. And she's sitting there like, nice.
She's just cheesing.
Cool.
And then we find out Bam's alive. And
Who found Bam?
it was the chick
The
that got her
spy
eye
chick.
blown out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The
chick-
spy chick with who was wearing the mask.
She
and had the
was
hammer ball.
she was the other navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was the one who was dressed all in like the black like gimp suit in the crown game.
Eye patch.
And then
Oh, yeah,
Bam
yeah.
blew her up and her eye popped out.
Yeah.
So then now she just wears that fucking spider ass mask thing. Yeah. She found him and then she's like, we're gonna find answers. And he's like, no, I'm gonna find answers. And then she's like, but I'll train you. He's like, no, I'm gonna do this all by myself. And then he just pouts and he just stomps off. I was like, fuck.
I love the quote because it kind of like ties everything back from the beginning because he says, well, there's only one thing I can do if I want answers, and that's climb the tower. And then the music hits.
But then they used the same, and that's what I think my favorite part of the entire show was. In the very first episode, they showed like that. If you've ever played Borderlands or anything, when Marcus is talking and it's showing like those screenshots of the different things for the story, they do that for Tower of God. It's just like pictures of the tower and
lore.
stars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's building the backstory, but it's not animated in a way. It's just like
Right.
still images that try to give direction to the narrative, and they use the exact same set, and they're like, this is the story of the girl who wanted to see the stars, and
The story of Rachel, the girl who climbed the tower so she can see the stars, and Bam, the boy who needed nothing but her. Their end and their beginning.
yeah, and that's how the show started, and that's how it's and that's how it stopped. I thought I was so fucking hyped for
Yep,
that because
it
I'm
was
like,
great.
wait. This isn't even part of the story. This is the fucking like prequel.
It's the beginning.
It's a part in a book before chapter 1. You're like 30 pages in. And you're like, how's this not chapter
It's
1?
just starting.
And they're like,
Bro?
shit ain't even
Is
started.
that
Yeah.
the word you're looking for? Prologue?
Yeah, what did I say? Prequel?
Yeah.
So it's not the Hobbit. It's just the chapter before the first
Right.
chapter.
Mhm.
That's
The
what I meant. Was
prologue.
prologue.
Yeah.
But I'm going to blame
I
it
was
on
going to
that.
say epilogue. I was close.
Oh, that's
you
not.
were
That's the
actually
exact
the,
opposite.
Oh, okay.
You don't
cool.
think
The
I'd be a
end of
good
a book.
Googleizer?
Right. Yeah, that's the opposite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
no, yeah. So that's what I enjoyed about this entire the way that they the last episode of the series really honestly tied everything together pretty well.
So
like,
good.
Watching all of the episodes, it would honestly. I think a lot more shows should do that because if you watch these weekly, episodically, and then at the end they're like, "Hey, here's all the stuff you missed." Like this puts it all together. Like that felt great. It felt great to be like, I'm not even aware of half the stuff they're playing backgammon. I ain't even opened my Uno cards yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they playing a whole different game. I love it. You know, and that's the way they did that, especially because they were like, hey, we don't have time for the intro. We ain't got no intro time. We got to go straight into the episode. Let's
I
get
knew
to
it was gonna be a straight banger the minute
Oh,
it
yeah.
didn't open up with them like the like, which confuses me. Is it normal in anime shows for it to be a different language and then all of a sudden you just hear gotta let you go,
Yes.
gotta let you go,
Yeah,
and I'm just
super.
like, why does
Yeah.
it go from
Like
fucking?
watch when you watch Kuroko no Basket, they're like defense.
Because English is cool.
Yeah,
but
super
it's just
cool.
like it's like Korean metal, and then just some guy going, gotta let you go, gotta let you go.
Yeah,
and
that
I was
means
like,
you're cool. As soon as you speak English, you're like, oh, yeah.
Like when white
Gotta get that
when,
Western audience
when
in
white
there.
women are at the Mexican restaurant and they say gracias after the order.
I would like
Gracias.
a numero uno, por favor,
and two margaritas, por favor. It's the
gracias.
same thing.
De nada.
I am not amused by any of this. I am not
That's the
amused by
same
any
way
of it.
the Japanese people
Yeah.
speaking English is in the show. That's how they feel. They're like, I said basketball. You know? I bet you they cheese it
Gotta
over
let you
there.
go.
Right.
and we're sitting like, oh God.
This is terrible. But yeah, no. So the show in general, if you haven't watched a ton of anime, I definitely recommend. It's actually kind of a great show to start on.
It's
the
perfect.
greatest anime, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Huh?
It's something you should watch afterward. I said what I said. Hey,
You know what's funny?
hey, Jamie, could you rewind that back to where I stuttered? Oh wait, you can't because I didn't.
Run that back.
Run it back. Oh yeah, no need. I didn't stutter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tower of God, it's a great. I'm honestly super impressed with this first season. I did not have high hopes when I saw that first episode, but every episode had me more and more engrossed in the lore. I'm trying my best not to go and read the webtoon all the way to the end, just because like I don't want to. I know so the webtoons, they're so short, like the 500 episodes and I think it was like 550 or something like that. That's probably actually on like another season of anime, just because they're
Like a
literally
few
like
hours
pages.
worth of reading.
They're 3 to 4 pages sometimes, or I mean, I think like 10 pages. Not at all, not a lot of content in those. So if I catch up to 500, I'm probably only going to know what's going to happen in the next season.
Right.
But I want to see it animated. I want to see it how it's intended. Like, so one of the things I was telling about, like, he was saying if you're going to go watch this show on HBO Max and it's dubbed, I will give you a warning. However you start the series, finish it that way. There's nothing weirder. If you, I know my anime heads, my connoisseurs, trying to watch the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z or Super is impossible because those voices are terrible.
Actually sounds just like
I
the fucking the song.
It sounds like the song. Yeah, it's
Goku's
terrible.
voice in the actual Japanese version, I'm just like, oh.
It's awful.
Oh.
It's awful. Inuyasha, if you go back and watch the Japanese version, Inuyasha, terrible.
Well,
like it's awful.
A lot of the people
however
are
you
like me, apparently, and their voices
They're all
aren't deep
very-
enough,
right.
so they can't have really manly characters.
That's why when like they're just like, oh, we got to get a black guy voice. They just go like, hey, who has a deeper voice than a 6-year-old? And that's the black guy voice.
Who's been smoking
in
for
Japan.
85 years and
Right.
has a little bit of grit.
Right, but yeah, however you start it is how you're going to want to continue it. It's a great way to start your anime. The Crunchyroll always has a free trial. Crunchyroll, if you're out there listening, we will crunchyroll.com/WhenAw3someCollides sound pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, we are not expensive. We do not have very many monies.
I would like $8 a month to pay for my subscription, and I will plug you till I die.
I don't agree with that. Please, that's not
like
legally
chump change.
that's not legally binding.
Yeah.
But Crunchyroll, please, hey, drop us drop in the inbox. We would love to have a promotional code. But yeah, anybody out there, go ahead. Watch this one. Watch it. They have a bunch of training anime that you guys can watch. All in all, great series. It started out rocky for me, but I give that first season about a 7.5, about 8. The only reason I can't give it a 10 is just because 10 is a high number to give something, and I don't even think it deserves a 9. But I'll give it a strong 7. I'll give it an 8.
You can't. Do you think it's fair to rate something when it's not done?
Season wise, yeah.
You can
rate a
rate
season.
anything in like
Well, yeah,
in
you can rate
pieces.
anything, but I mean, like you can rate a season, like
Like Iron
especially
Man
if
1
it's
is
because you
great.
got to think
Iron Man
Akame
3
got
is
killed.
ass.
Like Akame got killed, what 20 episodes total, and it all came out all at once. So I wouldn't rate that as in pieces because the format in which it came out was complete.
Yeah.
But something episodic like this that has seasons, yeah, like Game of Thrones season 8, garbage. Everything before that,
That's fair.
pretty good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't the overall show. Hopefully, if you're a normal human being, which a lot of people aren't, you didn't go, this was great. This last season made it a 1 because last season was so bad.
Yeah.
No, you knew the last season was so bad. The rest of it was fine.
So what kept it from being a 10 to you?
So there's certain when you watching a 10, when you watch an anime that so Promise Neverland, like we talked about that earlier.
Oh my
from
God.
jump.
Oh
like
my
from
God.
like literally like the first like 5 minutes, I'm like, what are we watching? But then like minute 6, I was like, oh my God. And then every episode after that, they did a very good job of containing everything felt contained. Like it felt like whatever they were trying to say, they got the point across. When you watch Akame got killed, subverted my expectations. Like by the end of that series, I was like, I was crying. I was like, nobody,
Cried
ain't
so
nobody.
much.
Spoiler alert, nobody left. But but they did a great job of out Brotherhood. Same thing. Like everything they did. When a world feels lived in, that's what gets a higher rating to me. The only reason. Tower of God does a lot of assuming. Like you're like, hey, you have to. They assume you are there in the creator's mind, and maybe it's just because I like to be pandered to. I like to when I'm feeling the lore, I like to feel it in the world. I don't like to. Hey, It's hard to describe. It's the feeling that it gives you after you're done watching it.
No, I
was
understand.
like that episode. I was like, oh man, that was a good episode. You know, it was a pretty good season. But there are times where I'm like, there are episodes where I'm like, big 10, 15-minute gaps could have just not been there, and I'd have been fine. You know.
So the alternative to that, so the reason why I asked that question is because I feel like, so if you watch like something like Black Clover, I feel like Black Clover took 10 to 15 episodes.
Black Clover's a 4.
Okay. But like Black Clover took 10 to 15 episodes just to kind of lay out the land, so kind of explain all the backstory to you. So I feel like a lot of the complaints that you've mentioned so far is just like plot holes, but who's to say they're not going to fill that in later? It's like,
That's fine, but
like ReZero.
right, but you can rate a season and something as a whole. So like you can say season 1 was an 8, season or 7, season 2 was a 10. But if you watched both together, I would give it this rating. Like you know, like you can play a series of games. Have games 1, 2, 3, and 4 be great.
Yeah.
5 be absolute garbage, and then rate the entire series as a whole. You know, like I get what you're saying. Like if give it more time and it may make sense. That's not what we're rating it on. If it never Fire Force, I know you think it's Reggie, but
Big Reggie.
I enjoyed Fire Force for a different reason. Like I think I would also call that a 7 or an 8. Not because the story is buns.
Man, the
Not only
dialogue
is
in
not
Fire
only is the
Force, oh my
story
God.
buns, the power scaling's terrible. By episode 9, this dude's going through time. He's so fast that he can go right. But
I don't
when
even know how
I
they're gonna
watched
fix
it,
that.
it felt good.
Yeah.
Like when I watched it, I was like, I knew I came here for fights. Where the fight's good, yes. Solve that thing, it's an 8. You know, Tower of God, I'm like, Promise Neverland. I'm here to not know what's gonna happen. I'm here to see what I'm here to. I'm engrossed in the mystery. I need to see it. That's a 9.5. I mean, they kind of were like, oh, we don't got no more episodes. Like oh, that's kind of rude. But like that would if it had continued, that would have been higher for me. Like Bleach, I know is garbage in my heart of hearts, but I still like watching it. So I'm gonna give that like a 6 or a 7. So it's just the way something feels after you watch it. You can know something's objectively not good, but subjectively you liked it. So
I'm gonna say I would personally give it a 9.
Nice.
But again, I don't watch a ton of anime. But just as from a standpoint of even just a show, especially a show that follows the whole 12 to 15 episode format, they did a really, really good job with making me care about season 2. If I can end season 1 and
That's
be
fair.
excited as fuck for season 2, for me, it's not how something starts in a season, it's how it ends. That's why I think binging has kind of ruined certain shows. Like there's shows that you go back and watch now that you can binge that you don't have the same kind of feel for. With season 2 not being out, I don't care if you started this week to week or if you go back and watch it all right now, you'll be pumped for season 2. And for me, that's the big indicator. So I usually don't give anything a 10 out of 10. Like it's gotta be Witcher 3 good.
Oh, wait till you watch the comic get killed. You're gonna be like, nigga.
it's good. It's so good. If you can't get
Too
Brotherhood
good.
a 10, I'm gonna have to run your fade.
Do I have to
bro.
watch the other?
I say you
Full
should. So the
Metals?
reason why I say
Don't.
you should watch.
Isn't there
Full
like hundreds of episodes of the other one though?
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah, but all right. So the reason why I say the first one, it's
That's a different, but hold on, that's getting way off topic.
Okay,
It
fair.
doesn't matter. Yeah, that's way off topic.
you should watch
9.
both.
yeah. I was gonna say too, like not before you made a good point. You sound like a nigga got pussy for the first time. Like, man, pussy is fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10. And then you actually get a 10 out of 10 pussy. You're like, man, that pussy was mediocre at best. So, but I think you're on point. I also gave it a 9. The only reason I would not give it a 10 is because there are some plot holes like you guys were talking about. But
Maybe
overall,
there's
it's
not
great.
though. Maybe
What?
they just ain't filled them in yet because there's some plot holes, and then Rachel's whole episode 10 filled in a ton of shit. So maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe they're not real
I
plot
just think
holes.
Well, yeah, makes
it was a
sense.
pacing issue for
Yeah.
me.
Oh, for sure. It could have been.
I was like, well, this.
They
15
needed
minutes of
another
this
2 or
episode
3.
could have
They
just
needed
been
another
gone.
2 or 3 episodes. I
Yeah.
think to flesh some things out for sure. But
Yeah, I think they'll clean it up later. But that is. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
Oh no, man! Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for listening to us.
nobody has sent me $20 for my butthole yet.
Tomorrow.
Next episode, I don't want to hear yet. I want to be like, thank you everyone for paying my rent for buying my butthole.
A lot of butthole pics. All right. This has been When Awesome Collides. Again, we did just talk about Tower of God, watch it at Crunchyroll or HBO, like he said. It's been great to have you guys here. Thanks a lot for following us and listening to us. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We also have YouTube, all that fun stuff. And
Please, hey, go in the comments. Give us we definitely have more ideas in the pipeline. Obviously, that's what we do. But what do you want to hear us talk about?
what do you want?
What do you want? We want to climb. We want to help you climb the tower.
Let us watch your shit. Let us get hyped to yo beats.
Right.
Let us.
Speaking of beats, hit that outro, that Maui beats for me.
That's not even.
That's not it at all.
No?
That sounds like if you were like, man, I love that movie Boogie Nights, and then you find out it's some bootleg copy where somebody just came through
Not even
and
great
gave their
value.
interpretation of fucking disco. That's what that sounds like.
Bye.